Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer Mark the Shark. He is out this week. He's on vacay. He'll be back with us on Tuesday. We got our man Bodie Wells behind the glass this morning doing a fantastic job. Bobo, we've made it to Friday. Happy weekend to you. You have also brought a gaggle of teenagers in here this morning.
Absolutely. It's shadowing day. So in middle school, I have my daughter and 5 of her friends came down, and I don't know if it's simply due to give most of the Friday off, but to do that, they did have to wake up early to get down here and do this. So,
well, you know, Mr. Carpenter, you have a pretty cool job.
Yeah, I work 3 hours a day, Beam.
I know you do. That's it. Like just go in and sit.
Like I said, just show up, talk a little bit, walk on out of here, call it a day, and it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely it is. How's your Thursday, big dog? Pretty good?
It was really good. We, what all did I do? Got a little workout in, had a couple phone calls.
Love a phone call.
Not work related, Beam, just all recreational. Since I only work 3 hours a day.
Yeah, true.
And then did the show with Schlags, which was fun because he was flying back to Jacksonville today. His wife's grandmother passed away, so he had to go back to watch the kids. Well, she flew to Dallas, so it's you think your child care logistics can be hard when you've got to fly back to then the wife fly out to be able to manage the kids situation. Not the easiest in the world. So you got that going for him though. And then we ended up Fogo de Chao last night, which I'll tell some stories about. They're opening up by Polaris, and their Brazilian steakhouse, really good. First one, they're opening by Polaris. Their first one was in Dallas, and so we used to go to that when I was younger. And the folks there were tremendous. Went up there with Matty Ice yesterday, Big Boss Rick, and then Tracy and Sales. So it was a really good time. Closed it down. Had a good one. I mean, they were a lot of smoked meats being. I'm going to have to get a good run in today.
Smoky treat?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get
You feeling swollen?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get between the wine and the salted beef. My hands were swelling a lot, so I cannot get my ring off right now. So I'm going to have to run, probably get in the sauna or the steam. I told Matty Ice, you're getting to that point in your life where you're going to have to do the same. But it was a good time, and the food was really good, and we had a blast.
Good, man. Glad you had a good Thursday. Just hung out with Willie a lot yesterday. Watched some golf. That's what we did.
Good. Oh, by the way, I mean, I watched Rory bogey or
a double bogey, 15 and 17.
Yeah, but 14 what's the par 5? 13?
13 and 15.
15, he had a chance to birdie it, or maybe 13.
13, he had a chance to eagle it. Ended up birdieing.
Yeah, because I was say he was 4 back, had a chance, or got to 4 back maybe. And then I look up at the end, and I'm like,
where did he go?
Where did Rory go?
It's gone. Disappeared.
I mean, it wasn't as bad as his epic collapse, but...
They had someone shoot 90 yesterday.
He could have been 4 shots back.
Yeah.
Heading into the second day, feeling good, because usually people come back. There's a lot of movement. But instead, he gave it away.
I know. Now he's 8 shots back.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And no Masters champion in the last 37 years has double bogeyed more than 1 hole. So he double bogeyed 2 of them.
First time for everything.
It's going to be a long climb back. We got a great show lined up for you here this morning. We'll get you ready for the Buckeye Spring Game coming up here in our next segment around 6:17. Lots of Buckeye sound here. Brian Hartline, Matt Patricia, Ryan Day, all kinds of good stuff. Play-by-play voice of your Columbus crew, Chris Doran. He's going to join us this morning coming up at 6:30. A lot going on with the MLS. They might be thinking about flipping the schedule, Bob. So interesting stuff going on there. We'll check in with him at 7:30. Jackets staying alive. Beat the Sabres last night 3-2. Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda. He's going to join us at 7:17. Austin Ward's going to preview the Buckeye Spring Game with us at 7:30. And as always, AJ Hawk, he's going to round out the program with us coming up here at 8:30. Before we hop into anything else today, it is Friday, the 11th day of April, 2025. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Robert, what do you got lined up for us on this big Friday?
That was take it away, General. I always criticize Thidoff when he doesn't know the proper verbiage.
I like to swap it up.
That's good. It is April 11th, Friday, April 11th, the 101st day of the year, 264 days remaining in this 2025. This date, 1961. The trial in Jerusalem begins for Adolf Eichmann. I was showing you a picture of yesterday. I feel like he is the bad guy out of Inglourious Basterds.
I think he inspired Christoph Waltz's character.
100%. But he was one of the drivers of the Holocaust. Being, they found him guilty in Israel, as you can imagine. He was hung. He was perished death by hanging. That is how they chose to execute him. This date, 1966, "Strangers in the Night" is recorded by Frank Sinatra. I wish Shark were here. He'd probably sing that for us.
Yeah, he's a good Sinatra.
Oh, he's got
impersonation.
some nice pipes on him now.
Yeah.
With what he's able to do. This day, 1968, the Civil Rights Act of 68 is signed by Lyndon B. Johnson, helping pave the way for civil rights across the United States. 1970, "Let It Be." It's number 1 for 2 weeks by the Eagles. How about that, Beamer?
Or the Beatles.
What did I say?
The Eagles.
Yes, the Beatles.
Different animal entirely.
Yeah, one is a bird, the other one is an insect.
Yeah, true.
So, but some Beatles can fly,
Right.
but not these Beatles. They only had 1 T, by the way.
Not two.
1976, Apple I is created. Is on an 8-bit motherboard. Beam. How about that?
I don't know anything about motherboards.
Well, Nintendo was 16-bit.
Yeah.
That was a big deal.
That seems like a low bit rate.
It is. I don't even, the one that I bought, it's in the hundreds, like 800, 870-bit, I think, or something. Some numbers are on it. I don't know everything that we built together. And then this date, 1993, the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility riots take place in Lucasville. They are 10 days long. I didn't realize this. It began over forced vaccinations for some of the Muslim inmates.
Okay.
And so they took it over. A couple of guards, I believe, were killed. And it was a wild situation. I was about 10 years old when it happened.
I don't remember it at all. I remember it just from doing this show. And on this day every year, we've talked about it. And it is a pretty
One of my friends,
ride.
Courtney's from Portsmouth. So, there was people in Portsmouth that worked up there. One of our friends, her dad actually worked there. And he was able to get out. But, yeah, they took a number of guards hostage and killed a couple of them.
Yeah, Bodie, I think, cut up some sound.
Let's hear it, Bodes.
What happened at Lucasville will always be etched in our minds for murder,
We had one group called the Death Squad.
kidnapping.
Prison guards became hostages.
Inmates rebelled against what they called unfair rules.
We're not going to take this anymore.
The result, 11 bloody days of standoff and negotiation.
Ooh, that is a dicey situation, to say the least.
11 days.
11 days strong. It cut them short one day, Beam. Some better news in 2000, though. 3 new ballparks open across the United States. AT&T in San Francisco, Minute Maid in Houston, and Comerica in Detroit.
All right.
How about that? Then this day, 2010 and 2004, Phil Mickells won the 68 and 74th Masters with the 279 and a 272.
Is it his time?
Sweet jump.
Now to close with a birdie. That's a win for the family.
One for the family.
His 2004 win, he made birdie on the 18th green, his celebrated first major, but I can guarantee you this will be the most significant one.
I think that was the for his family comment was something about his wife.
His wife had breast cancer at that point. I forgot about that. I forgot that 04 was his first, because for a long time, Bodie, he was one of the guys that was like the Charles Barkley of golf, best golfers never to win a major.
Yeah.
And then ironically, he wins that in 04 and then catches fire. And
starts
now
rattling things off.
Yeah, I mean, he won 3 Masters,
couple of PGAs.
Was it 2 British and then a PGA?
Yeah, I think 2 PGAs, because the last one he got was a PGA down at Kiowa, so he's got to have 2 of them.
I thought he had only won 5 altogether, or 6. But yeah,
I think he's won 6.
Maybe he did. Maybe he's won 3, 1, and 2.
I think he's got 1 open, maybe.
Maybe just 1 British Open, which ironically that's the course that that's the major that fits his game.
04 Masters, 05 PGA, 6 Masters, 10 Masters, 13 Open Championship in the battle against Henrik, and then he doubled down on the PGA back in 2021.
51, the oldest man ever to win a major.
Beat Brooks Koepka.
Brooksy. Yeah. Oh gosh, that could have been another one for Brooksy. Some birthdays today. Peter Reichert turning 78. He is Boone from Animal House. Steve Azar turning 61. I don't have to be me till Monday.
3 days without punching a time clock. 3 nights ago and non-stop. No work at all play. I don't have to be me till Monday.
I don't think I know that guy.
Oh, that's a good song. You've ever heard that song?
Oh,
buddy?
yeah, it's a great song.
It is.
Yeah.
Beam, when you pull one out
Very
of here.
fitting on a Friday,
It
Beamer.
really is.
9 o'clock when 9 o'clock hits this
By the
morning.
way,
I'm going to Buckeye Lake later. So.
Nice. Love Buckeye Lake. Shout
we
out
have
to Hebron.
3 months. 3 months from Friday today. It is a Friday. Shark will be done July 11th. And Shark will never have to punch that time clock again.
No, he won't.
Shark told me if the Cavs win it all this year, he's sticking around. I don't know if that.
I thought it would be the opposite.
Oh, then he's definitely leaving sooner.
Yeah.
Whenever the championship banner kind of goes up, he's gone.
He's on his way out of here.
It.
I like it. Dusty Rhodes, professional wrestler, turning 56 today. Jason Varitek, the Sox catcher. If Bodie liked baseball, he'd like the Red Sox, turning 53.
Alex Rodriguez is drilled, and he says something to Bronson Arroyo. And we know what he said. Here we go. Varitek and A-Rod going at it. Schilling is right in the middle of it. Now another fight off to the side. Millar is in it. Nixon is in it. It's going to take forever to get this thing straightened out. That's where my attention went after the initial fight was between Varitek and Alex Rodriguez.
Right, Varitek, I mean, you're trained to protect your pitcher, but Varitek appeared to have said something to Rodriguez. Rodriguez appeared to have said something to Varitek. Varitek kept his mask on.
Yeah, and he punched A-Rod right in the face.
There we go. In the face.
Got some, I feel like, knuckles in his eyeballs.
That's great. Mark Teixeira, speaking of the Yankees, turning 45 today.
You know where he went to college?
Where did Big Tex go?
He went to Georgia Tech.
There we go. Good for you, Beam. I don't know how you would know that or
That's
why.
useless knowledge.
It really is. Maybe on Sports Jeopardy you could win that one. Some passings day. 2007 famed writer Kurt Vonnegut, Breakfast of Champions, and many others.
Yeah.
And then on this day, 2017, we lost a legend, Jay Giles. My heart runs cold.
My blood runs cold. My memory has just been sold. My angel is the centerfold. Angel is the centerfold. My blood runs cold.
Great song.
One of the best. Centerfold is one of the great ones you'll find.
I called him a one-hit wonder yesterday, and then you and I were discussing.
No,
they've had like 6 or 7 top
Love
50
Stinks.
hits. I know.
Tremendous.
Yeah, bad job out of me.
Some holidays observances. Today is Barbershop Quartet Day. It's 8-track tape day. You know what an 8-track is, Bodie?
No chance.
Is that Eminem? 8 Mile?
Similar. all crazy
Yeah,
eights.
I have no idea what that
It was
is
like
now.
a cartridge, like a video cassette, but it played sound, and you like put it in there, and it was called an 8-track because it had 8 tracks.
Spotify sounds a little more convenient.
It might be. Might be. It's National Dive Bar Day, Beam, so big day for you.
Yep.
And National Pet Day as well, Beam. So
I'll bring
big
Theo
day
to the dive bar.
for Theo to eat all those bones we gave him. And those are your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, Friday, April 11th, the 101st day of the year, and 264 days remaining this 2025.
Good job on that, Bob. As always, we're going to get you ready for the Buckeye Spring Game next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and a happy Friday to you. Right now, your roadway's looking nice and clear. We don't have any crashes on the map. Starting to watch things pick up on 71 near downtown and on 33 on the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Hey, spring is here, and nobody wants to suffer through another spring, summer, fall, not being able to do the things you love. Get outside, walk around with friends, Go to your kids' games. Go to your grandkids' games. Maybe you want to go bike. Maybe you want to play some pickleball, some tennis, some golf, whatever it is. Those are the activities you'll love to do. And maybe you're in intense pain. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. That was me. That was my dad. And so you want to know what we did? We went and saw the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, Ohio. They're on the case, and they're going to get you the relief just like they did for us. For me, it was my knee. I had some issues from playing. They helped it out. For my dad, it was his other knee. They helped him out. But whether it's a hip, a shoulder, or back, you won't miss a beat. There's no surgery, and there's no long recovery. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They'll give you your life back without harmful meds. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus and find out the easiest path for you. They've got 2 new locations at Canal, Winchester, and Grove City, so give them a call at 380-208-4544.
Save big money and build the deck of your dreams. Now at Menards. Spend less time maintaining and more time enjoying your deck with Ultra Deck low-maintenance composite decking from Menards. It's easy to install, built to last, and you can get a free estimate fast with our deck design program in-store or on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HindererMotorCompany.com.
Bobcat Enterprises says thank you for your support as they celebrate 50 years of serving the construction industry. Established in 1975 in Cincinnati, Bobcat Enterprises has expanded to 9 stores to meet you where you are in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. Find equipment for any construction project, including compact track loaders and excavators. Plus, Bobcat Enterprises rents compact equipment and attachments. Find current specials and locations at bobcatent.com or follow Bobcat Enterprises Inc. on Facebook. Bobcat Enterprises, 50 years working for you.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Damaro.
April is Autism Acceptance Month, and it's an important reminder that we must support and celebrate all students, no exceptions. That's what Ohio's public schools do. We don't pick and choose our students. We provide safe, welcoming learning environments for all. That's why Ohio lawmakers must support our public schools in this state budget.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens with your latest forecast. Cool temperatures through this Friday. Cloudy skies and a high near 50. We'll only get into the 30s overnight as freezing conditions return. 50s for your Saturday. More sunshine. Sunshine continues Sunday. Highs in the 60s. Maybe a few more clouds. Rain chances in 70s by Monday. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Miss a minute of the show? show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up 1 hour away from right now, Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda. He's going to join the program. Jackets took down the Sabres last night 3-2. Great performance by Jet Greaves. So he will join us 1 hour away from right now. And tomorrow, get the Buckeye Spring Game. You can join the Fan on campus this Saturday for the Crown Automotive Group in Dublin Fan Tailgate Show. We're going live from the Fan Fest outside of St. John Arena. Anthony Rothman, Tim May, Dave Biddle breaking it all down right before kickoff. Catch the action Saturday morning from 10 o'clock to 11:45, all presented by Crown Automotive Group in Dublin, your go-to for sales and service of Mercedes-Benz, Ineos, and Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. Go Bucks. You excited about tomorrow? A little spring game. I think the weather's going to be mid-50s, going to be sunny. Be pretty nice out.
You know, I listened to some shade being thrown, how it might be a little chilly. I'm like, it's going to be mid-50s.
Oh, come on. We live in Ohio. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
So
56 degrees.
That's
tomorrow.
what I said. It's going to be sunny out. It's not going to be overly windy. They would not define it being as a blustery day.
No.
So it's going to be fine.
Yesterday was like 52, and it was gorgeous out.
Honestly, by the end of the day, it was warm. Like, I had a sweater and I had a sport coat on, and I took the sport coat off most of the time because it was so nice outside.
Yeah, it was gorgeous out. Hung out a lot last night outside. Played ball in the bush. Went to the park. All kinds
How
of good
did
things.
ball in the bush go?
It went about how it
do you
normally
score
goes.
Ball in the bush?
There's a running scoreboard in which usually Willie wins. As long as you get the ball in the bush, that's 1 point.
It's 1 point?
Yeah. Now we've just started to throw everything in the bush.
Really?
Yeah. Garden gnomes in the bush, golf clubs in the bush.
Is he still big in the gnomes?
No, we've kind of left the gnome realm. He still likes them, but he's not nearly as obsessive as he used to be. I think it was the perfect marriage if he was just learning how to talk, and gnome
one syllable.
it was easy for him to say. And now he's kind of left that obsession behind, and now we're really into Buzz Lightyear. Like Buzz Lightyear, Mr. Potato Head, those are his guys.
I mean, Mr. Potato Head could kind of be a gnome if you put a wizard cap on him.
Yeah. You could always doctor him up, edit his outfit.
So if I gave him a gnome, would he like pick it up still, you think?
Yeah, he still likes to use them. He will not touch Eric's gnomes, though. Our neighbor's gnomes won't do it because we've instilled in him that they have magic powers, and if you touch them, that those powers will then go away. But the gnomes that he has in his
It's like
yard,
Elf on the Shelf.
yeah, he's straight up just will chuck him off our porch.
That's tremendous.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Well, it's good for him, not for the gnomes as much.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they get broken a little bit.
Yeah, one of the gnomes in our backyard is named Ouchie because he's missing half of his hat and the leg, and his name is just Ouchie.
Do you think William's going to grow up like the neighbor boy in Toy Story? Is that his destiny?
Sid? I hope not.
That'd
That'd be a
Sid.
disaster.
Lighting some M80s to some Barbies, blowing them up. You know, just
all the doctored toys.
Being Dr. Frankenstein in there.
Yeah, he might.
You gonna take old Billy over to the spring game?
I should. I don't know a reason why I shouldn't.
I don't know. You plan on starting to drink at noon?
I mean, it's a Saturday, isn't it?
That sounds like a great little family activity for you and Meredith to take Billy over to the spring game.
Yeah, Meredith's cousin
Walk around
is
campus a little bit.
Yeah, it'll be good. I don't even know if we needed to go into the spring game. Just get the sights and the sounds.
Yeah.
Get him all good.
And walk around. I'm sure he'll find some like half-eaten stuff on the ground to pick up.
Of course. Theo's his best friend. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He saw Theo chewing on a stick yesterday. He said, "Oh, Theo's stick." And then he just put it in his mouth, started chewing. I'm like, dude, stick's not food. And then the rest of the night, stick not food. And then he just continued to try to chew it and gnaw on it.
Does that taste good, buddy? You enjoying the flavor?
A lot of fiber in there, I guess.
The wood flavoring here?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Good for him.
Yeah, that's always what he's looking for.
Well, you don't
now,
want his
sticks.
teeth to get too long or too sharp, so that'll help.
When does he lose his puppy teeth?
That's a great question.
When you start losing teeth as a kid,
my youngest is
4 or
8,
5,
and he's got like his both big. Like that's when like kids start to look. They cease to look like toddlers is when they start to get their adult teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably in that like 5-6 year realm, 7, you get that where they lose their front teeth and they're like snaggletooth looking out there.
Yeah. They look awesome when they
kindergarten-ish to first, a little bit before that maybe. So that could be him.
When they're losing their middle 2 teeth, that's the best.
Yeah. And those are the first to go usually. So I'm guessing, I think 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there, he'll start to lose those bad boys.
So we've heard from Brian Hartline and Matt Patricia from the spring game preview show the other day. And here was Brian Hartline talking about the quarterbacks at Ohio State and what a spring it's been for them.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to grow individually. I think spring is built for, self-improvement. You want to grow individually, so at some point you can add to the collective, right? And so that's what it's all about: personal growth, individual growth, getting better day in and day out, showing my peers how consistent I can be, because consistency is everything. It's not that you can make the play, it's how often you make the play that ultimately defines your career. So they're chasing that. They're doing a good job putting their foot forward, but they're trying to win their peers over, day in and day out.
Everybody at Ohio State can make the play, Bob, but to Brian Hartline's point, it's making that play consistently, which is going to be the difference whether or not you see the field a tremendous amount or not.
Absolutely. I mean, Ryan talked about this with the flashes. It's like, you say a guy flashed, that sounds good because it probably means that they're not playing to that level every play.
Yeah.
And so you've got to find a way to balance that to where, you want to flash, you want to make the big plays, but you also need to be doing the meat and potato stuff every single time. You can't eat ice cream all day long, Bean.
No.
You have to be able to be consistent and be the guy that is able to perform when your number is called. So that's kind of what they're working through, especially with the young guys, of not be a flash in the pan, be the guy that goes out there that coaches can count on, that know what they're going to get out of you each and every minute.
What about Ryan Day's perspective on planning for this spring? Brian Hartline kind of echoed that.
Coach Day had great perspective on the length of the season, the importance of developed depth, not just guys that, it'd be ideal to play, but they earned it. And then they have guys that are, earning playing time and be able to play multiple guys. The O-line felt that. The running backs felt it. We felt it. So Coach Day had great perspective on that. So, being mindful of that in this spring, understanding that, the college game is constantly changing, roster depths and expectations. So it's definitely a balancing act. Coach Day has been elite at that. And as coaches, we followed his beat. So he's done a great job with that, and it's paid off for us, and definitely did last year.
I feel like that was the overriding theme heading into spring, at least, Bob. Playing until January 20th, only having a 6-week break, basically, and then getting right back and working on your technique. And it sounds like from everyone that we've talked to, and Ryan Day, and you've been over there a lot, the forward thinking and forward planning of how to handle some of the veterans in this group and maybe not giving them as much of the reps, and some of the younger players and making sure that they get a ton of reps and a ton of work, including having your quarterbacks go live, which is something that we have not seen, I think, since Ryan Day has been here. This was the first time he's done that.
Yeah, well, it's also one of the first times you've had quarterbacks coming in with no experience.
Yeah.
They haven't played at all, and you have a huge game to start the season. And so with that forces them to have to be ready week one. This isn't a situation where you just kind of wade into the water. You're going to be jumping in head first. And so those guys need to be ready. So they need to know what it's like to be hit. And that's part of the evaluation process. Not just can you sit in the pocket beam and throw the ball, but can you sit in the pocket, not with guys just buzzing by, but occasionally with those cars, they might run into you.
Yeah, Frogger, you're going to be hit on the street. Here was one more from Matt Patricia, defensive coordinator here with the Buckeyes. Starting to see some depth here from the defense.
I think these guys have competed so well in the spring and really just given us a great picture into the things they can do well. And, I think what we can be as we go forward, the evaluation of the spring has been, just so important just with some of the young guys that we have, and to really find the depth and find the guys who are going to step into roles. We got to replace some guys here on defense, and some younger guys are going to have great opportunities to get into those roles, and that's the fun part about the spring. So, yeah, we're seeing all of that. We're seeing guys and really getting a good picture of the things that they can do well and putting them in, those positions out on the football field to perform.
It's the fun thing about the spring. Football fun to you?
Football, zero fun, sir.
Starting to establish some depth, though, which is good on the defensive side, because you only got 3 starters coming back. 3 of them.
Yeah.
By my math, you got to replace 8 guys. That's a lot. That's a lot that they're dealing with over there. So spring game coming at you tomorrow live from the Horseshoe at noon. Play-by-play voice of your Columbus Crew, Chris Doran. He's going to join us. We'll talk some black and gold with him here coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we don't have any crashes to tell you about, but watching traffic pick up on 33 out in Plain City and 71 near downtown. Make it a great day and a great weekend. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Harbor Freight knows time is money, so for our Spring Black Friday sale, we're getting straight to the deals. Right now, you get 35% off jack stands, 56-inch roll cabs under $800, and 2,300 PSI electric pressure washers under $190. See? Straight to the point, so you can get straight to the savings. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until April 13th, 2025 while supplies last. Limitations apply.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Panic and passion. Is that a motivational quote or the title of an adult romance novel? You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up 1 hour away from right now, Austin Ward, he's going to join the program. We'll preview the Buckeye spring game with him. As for now, though, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Checking with our guy. He is play-by-play voice of your Columbus Crew, Chris Doran. Chris, just as everybody expected here in Columbus this offseason, Cucho leaves and your Columbus Crew, 7 games played, top of the Eastern Conference. Just as expected, right, Chris? Happy Friday.
Bieber, good morning. Bobby, good morning. It's exactly how it was written on the template, right? Unbelievable how Columbus has been able to sustain and maybe even increase the I guess the energy and the commitment to the quality of play that they've been able to enjoy here in the last 7 games. And it's still really early. We got a lot of season to play, but we have a lot to look forward to as well.
What have you noticed, Chris, just in the style and differentiation of play this year without Cucho from these teams that we've seen in the past?
You know, it's interesting. I was talking to Wilfried Nazi this week, and I said, there's research out there that says that when a human being loses one of its 5 senses, it almost develops a superpower in the sense that there's a rewiring that goes on in the brain so that people who are blind actually hear better than people who have sight. So if you consider that 26% of the scoring went out the door before preseason was over, you're talking about rewiring the brain of the Columbus Crew. And I'm not talking about the coaching staff or the players. I'm just saying they had to find a different way to do things. And I think that simultaneously with the introduction of this 3rd year under Wilfried Nazi and the approach he wants to take within his system, within his principles of play, have led us to this point where Columbus is unbeatable, difficult to score on, difficult to even get looks at goal on, and they continue to go into away stadiums like they will this weekend in St. Louis and just adhere to their principles of play that make them really difficult to beat.
So are they waiting for the tariff situation to drop before they go and try to pluck someone internationally, or how does that play into all of this as player acquisition?
I need Bodie to mark that down as the best question of the time here. This is terrific from you, Bobby. I love it. As a matter of fact, and I don't think it's related to tariffs at all, Columbus opted to stay in league as they can. And while it's not been made official, although I did not check my email this morning, no, I don't think it's been made official yet, but there has been reporting that Daniel Gazdag of Philadelphia is going to join the Columbus Crew. So that is one of the advantages of being in Major League Soccer, that there is an extended window at the start of the season until the end of April or shortly there before. and allows you to add players, whether they're in league or from a league that releases players at an earlier date. The traditional international window is kind of a end of January window. But MLS allows teams to build their roster through April, and that's exactly what Columbus has done. And if the Gazdag information is confirmed today, we will see an exciting next phase to this season when he's integrated into the lineup.
Yeah, and I think it was Tom Bogert, I think, Chris, who maybe broke the news on this. Like, my eyes about popped out of my skull. I'm like, okay, that's a nice signing. I don't know if they're done. I was talking to T-Bone yesterday. I'm like, I feel like Dan Gazdag will bring a lot in that attacking midfield role. I would still have to think, though, it's going to be on Isatal's desk to do something during the summer window to maybe bring in, like, your prototypical striker, though. At least from my point of view, that's kind of how I was looking at this.
So you were surprised at Gazdag because of the position he plays?
I was not surprised. I just don't think their business is done yet. I don't think that this is the end of the line for them doing business with trying to get some more goals on the team.
Oh, yeah, I think that's entirely reasonable. There's certainly lots of room, and I don't know what kind of cash they're going to pay for Gazdag. Tom Bogert has reported that it is going to be one of those cash trades. Mm-hmm. And so there's no telling what kind of money is sitting out there. It wouldn't surprise me if they went out and they brought in another name. But we've talked about this before. You can't go out and find Cucho Hernandez 2025. You have to go out and find Cucho Hernandez late 2022. Yep. And hope that he's interested in coming to Major League Soccer, and then go from there. In the meantime, how about Daniel Gazdag? That is going to be a really important piece, even if it comes to having to recruit that young 22-year-old from wherever to come over and sharpen his game with the best team in the league.
Yeah, it's understandable. And so when they're trying to find – not Cucho 2025. They're trying to find Cucho 5 years ago. I mean, is that something they're looking across the pond? Or are they looking Western Hemisphere? Like, as far as league sourcing, how does all of that work? And do you think that they have like targeted areas of which they try to, procure their talent from?
Bobby, I don't know that people realize this, but every professional player in the world is in a database. And I don't know to what extent you
kind
can
of like OnlyFans.
I guess you would know that. I think what happens is they continue to monitor players, and you can do a search of all 125,000 professional players around the globe, and you can track them. And then after you figure out which players fit your profile, and this is just in the front office, okay? This has not even gotten to the coaching staff. Once you decide who those players are, you start watching them a little closely. Maybe you send a scout to a couple of games. And then you go beyond that. You take that list. So if there are 125,000 players, and that's about the ballpark, you whittle it down to about 35,000 forwards. And then from those 35,000 forwards, you start to look at, all right, what's their productivity? Where are they in age? Do you think that they'd be willing to move? Are they married, and is their wife expecting a child, and does she want to be close to family or not? These are all factors that weigh into it. And then you whittle the list down to about 85 people. From that list, then you have to start making some phone calls. And, phone calls in this day and age, despite the technology, still has to deal with time change. So you may make a phone call on a Tuesday morning and not hear from somebody until Friday night. I'm exaggerating, but you have to understand that there are some practical roadblocks that go on with this. So it's not until you've gotten to about a dozen players that you go to the coaching staff and say, here are the guys we think might work. Isatal's not going to make a phone call to an agent until the coaching staff has signed off on it. And that's critical thinking on my part, by the way. I don't know that for a fact, but it doesn't make sense that you start negotiations before the coach says yes. So it is a very long process. They've had targets for a long time. we have to remember that Cucho Hernandez left in the 11th hour.
Yeah.
You're not going to sign his replacement before he's packed up and left. So it's just taking some time. I think the Gazdag thing, to Beamer's point, is the biggest surprise because that's one of the guy is the all-time leading goal scorer for Philadelphia. He scored double digits the last 3 years. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists in 6 games. What are we talking about here? This guy's going to come in and make a big splash. He's fit. He knows the Columbus Crew. He knows where Columbus is. I mean, you've fought half the battle already.
Absolutely you have. I mean, this is a guy who's played in 161 career matches for Philadelphia and has 72 goals. Like, that's a pretty good hit ratio. Hey, Chris, you've been covering this league for a long time. Good or bad that they're thinking about switching the schedule to go from fall to spring as to where it's at now, going from winter to fall?
I think it's good, but it's also that's a big jump. General Manager Issa Tall and I were talking before the season, and I asked him about it, and he said, I'd love to see them switch to this winter schedule. And Wilfried Nazi feels the same way, and it's really because it makes it easier in the January transfer window to build rosters. It's a real headache for the teams right now. Now, I will say that nearly 40% of all international transfers in all leagues around the world take place during the summer. Okay, so we're not talking about switching to a winter league and every January we're going to watch our roster flip. That's not the point. The point is that you want to be competitive with teams around the world, the big teams that are having the conversations with agents. And a lot of coaches are a little hesitant to add players going into a new season. I know Wilfried Nazi would prefer not to do that, but he wants to make sure his roster is healthy and ready to go. I just really think from a tactical standpoint in the boardroom, it makes more sense for Major League Soccer to be on the international schedule.
Chris, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great Friday, buddy. Enjoy the second round of the Masters. Have a great call tomorrow. We'll be listening, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
You too. There he goes, our great friend and international soccer celebrity, Chris Doran, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Hey, Deshaun Watson is tired of all the haters. That's in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are watching a crash on State Route 104 westbound, right near Refugee Road. Watch for crews clearing that out right now. Everything else looking nice and clear. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Spring is here and it's time for a fresh start, starting with your ride. At Germain Toyota, we've got an offer that'll drive you into the season in style. Get behind the wheel of a 2025 Toyota Tundra SR5 today for just $499 a month. That's right, a powerful, rugged Tundra, just like the one I'm driving, for $449 a month for 36 months. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or online at germaintoyota.net. $39.99 down, 36-month lease, plus tax, title, and fees. No security deposit required with approved credit. Offer ends soon. See dealer for details.
Foodie alert! Alton Brown's farewell tour, Last Bite, is coming to Columbus on April 22nd at Mershon Auditorium. Expect culinary chaos and scientific surprises. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster. Don't let this delicious opportunity slip away.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Skyline nachos are back, and now there's a spicy version. Get them with Skyline's cheddar or habanero cheese, topped with fiery jalapeno slices. But hurry, Skyline's regular and new spicy nachos are only at participating restaurants for a limited time.
We're catching up with that famous deep-sea explorer, Jacques Black Jacques. Jacques, where are you today?
In Columbus, how?
You're in Columbus. What could you possibly be exploring in Columbus?
The April showers bring flooding to Batmans.
Oh, I see. Spring rains mean basements are flooding.
This not necessary. Apex Pros.
Not necessary. Call Apex Pros.
A simple zoom pump chick.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding this. Zoom pump
check.
Sump pump check. Are you saying sump pump check?
Oui.
Yes, of course. A sump pump check from the pros who knows at Apex Pros.
They come to your house.
They come to your house.
They test your zoom pump.
They test your, what is it again?
Zoom pump.
Sump pump, right.
All with a 5-star guarantee.
All with a 5-star guarantee. Now, see, I understood that perfectly.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
Always thank Chris Doran for his time. Good chat about the crew. Kind of blew my mind. You know, there's a database with 125,000 players. Then you narrow it down to 35,000. Then you narrow it down to 1,000. Then you get it down to 85. And then all of a sudden you can start doing some business from there. It was great stuff with him, as always.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Boats, how you feeling, buddy? It's Friday.
5 days of back there in the crew studio just working on my night moves, but my time of rain is almost over. Shark will be back here in just a few days. I did appreciate him taking the Monday off, though, too. I like that. Just get one extra day in there where you can.
Right.
We'll start with the NFL here, guys. Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson continues to rehab his way back from his twice-injured right Achilles, an injury that could sideline him for most, if not all, of this upcoming season. But he still has a message for all the haters out there, which there are of many. In a message that he posted on his Instagram, Watson said, "Everyone's doubting me. Everyone don't believe in me. Everyone don't think that I can get back to where I was. But I know and I believe that the work that I put in and what I believe in myself, the peace that I've been channeling these last couple months, I know I'm going to be way better than before." Beam, I got to be honest with you. I think that the doubters are going to win out on this one here.
Yeah, I mean, one of them, including being, the main owner of the Cleveland Browns and being Jimmy Haslam, when he just said, was it last week or a couple weeks ago? I thought we had the quarterback. We gave up a lot of draft picks to get him. So we got to dig ourselves out of that hole. I mean, that's a pretty big hater.
Well, it's funny because no one had ever said the obvious.
Yeah, no one had said it out loud.
That they had missed on the quarterback. And, and subsequently, like Deshaun Watson hadn't really spoken because of that. And then Jimmy comes out, he's like, yeah, we made a mistake. And now Deshaun's like, I got my best footballs ahead of me. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm going to be the guy. No, dude, not.
Listen.
You know what you did? You retoured your Achilles or had a partial or whatever. I'd have more surgery because you were doing a TikTok dance on the side of the highway.
Allegedly,
but it was videoed.
and you weren't wearing your boot. I have noticed every video that he's been in, like he has been in that boot. there is no vision of his, I believe, right leg at all outside of that boot. I think two things can be true here. I think you need to do whatever you need to do as a person to get yourself back over to that hump mentally. But I also think it's crazy to say that I'm going to, prove the haters wrong and the doubters. Like, all right, take the injuries away for a second. He's been bad. Like, he has been really bad for the $230 million all guaranteed, the draft capital. Not only like worst quarterback in the NFL right now, like worst quarterback statistically in the Browns franchise history. And that list is really long and it is really bad. So again, do whatever you need to do to get yourself back and recover just fine. But also, you have your owner out there saying that, we gave up a lot to get you. We paid you a lot of money. It hasn't worked out. Best of luck in the future. I have a hard time believing it's going to.
We missed.
We missed. Yeah, it hasn't worked out. We missed on it. Best of luck. I have a hard time believing that his future is going to be with the Cleveland Browns.
Or with anybody else, as of right now, it seems like.
So the Cowboys are trading for him,
Sure, why not? Dak.
Deshaun for
CD
Dak,
for
straight
Deshaun,
up.
a couple first-rounders.
Not even that, Bo. It's just Dak for Deshaun,
picks.
straight up.
Just straight quarterback. That would be great. At least we could just tank and maybe get, I don't even know, who's the next up-and-coming quarterback.
Arch Manning.
Arch, yes, that would be fantastic.
From Austin to Dallas.
Can I interest you in that?
Sure, why not? Be interesting. I mean, we'd lead First Take as if we don't already every morning. We'll head to college football here. In his first year as the starting quarterback for the Volunteers, Nico Iamaleava had a strong debut, pretty strong debut. Yeah. He threw for about 2,600 yards, 19 scores, and 5 interceptions. He also had just over 300 yards and 3 scores on the ground, helping lead Tennessee to the college football playoff. Now, as he enters year 2 as the starter, Iamaleava, he's looking for a pay bump. In Tennessee, they've essentially put all their eggs in the Nico basket as they signed him to a very large NIL deal coming out of high school. So the sophomore quarterback has quite a bit of leverage. And, down in Knoxville, they say, Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. But, Carp, do you think there's any chance in this spring portal window Iamaleava could be singing a different tune?
I don't know how many dollars are left out there. And, you would think at this point, you have your quarterback set. People are looking, I know everybody's looking for defensive linemen, especially interior defensive linemen.
Tackles, right?
Tackles.
Offensive tackles.
Offensive tackles. I just don't see a big-time quarterback moving at this point. I know guys will, sit there and try to flex a little bit. And maybe there is somebody out there that'll pay him more than Tennessee. But Tennessee's a pretty good situation for him.
If you look at college football playoff last year.
Yeah, and you look at Josh Heupel and what they're doing. They have a good team around him. But, I guess I heard they signed him that, what was it, 4 years, $8 million?
I think that's about right.
Something like that.
So what does he want, another $1 million a year? I guess. And maybe someone's willing to pay him that. Maybe Tennessee is. I would think that they would step up to the plate and pay him just about anything that he wants.
On3's reported description of Iamaleava's negotiation with Tennessee is active and ongoing. I don't know, man. You're getting towards the end of spring.
Police investigation?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It is interesting nonetheless. But, yeah, I would think that Tennessee thought they had their guy. Nico's at home. Good first year that they had. Made the playoffs. Came up here shirtless. Will Howard saying as soon as they walked out, we knew that we were going to beat them like a war drum. Cracked his helmet twice, Cody Simon did. So, yeah, I don't know. Best of luck to Nico in his contract negotiations. That is quite the strong arm for a kid to go out there and do that to Tennessee. But, hey, make your dollars while you can.
Portal opens in, I think it's 5 days on the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. So they got 5 days to negotiate. It was a pretty disappointing first season in Tuscaloosa for Kalen DeBoer as the Crimson Tide went 9-4. That including some pretty ugly losses to Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, and Michigan. It was the first time since Saban's first season in Alabama that the Crimson Tide finished outside the top 10 in the final AP pool, which probably goes to show just how good Saban is. Not as much as a bad thing for DeBoer, but nevertheless, now entering year 2, some of the players are sensing that DeBoer is ready to get the Tide rolling back in the right direction.
Roll Tide!
Linebacker Deontay Lawson, a returning captain of the team, recently told ESPN that Coach DeBoer had his battles last year, replacing a legend like Coach Saban in the middle of the transfer portal, and it was hard to implement everything that he wanted. It was kind of hard for him to come in and be the bad cop or whatever last year. He's still laid back and still wants the players to lead, but his fingerprints are on everything now, and he's made it known that you better be locked in. Beamer, the Crimson Tide, they will play at Florida State and host Wisconsin in the non-conference, and then dive into what will be another brutal slate of SEC play for them. Do you think a trip to the 12-team playoff could be in the cards for them this year?
No, it better be, because if you start missing college football playoffs consecutively down there at Alabama, especially when your players are coming out and saying your fingerprints are all over the roster and the organization, you don't make that. There's going to be some. I mean, already, Bob, we were talking about last year how the fans wanted him gone. He missed a playoff.
One guy called into Paul Feinbaum.
Yeah, he went nuts.
Vanderbilt's our daddy.
Yeah,
that was after they beat Georgia again on that huge comeback.
Mm-hmm.
We're the best.
We're gonna miss the playoff.
And then they lost to Vanderbilt. And the sad
Oklahoma.
Thing was, well, despite everything that happened, if they just would have beat Oklahoma, game that I went out there to, and no one anticipated Oklahoma winning that game. And they freaking won it. And so it's wild. And that's, if they win that, Bama's in the playoff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as simple as that. All you got to do is beat a team that you were a 16-point favorite over, whatever. Instead, you lost by 16. They flipped the margin on your head.
Got smoked. Absolutely smoked.
Yeah, even if they lost close, I think the committee might have put them in over Indiana or SMU, but they got smoked.
Yeah, they definitely got smoked. So yeah, it was a tough season last year. Season number 1 down in Tuscaloosa for Kalen DeBoer, but fingerprints are all over it. I think he's a really good coach. We'll see what happens for year number 2 for him. Ryan Day gets you ready for the Buckeye Spring Game with us next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no crashes on the map to tell you about, but watching things pick up on 33 on the southeast side and on 71 near downtown. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking, an account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
We've all been there. You come home after a long day only to find water dripping from the ceiling. Your roof has decided it's had enough. And now frustration sets in. Another unexpected problem added to your never-ending to-do list. At Newman Roofing, we get it. That's why we make the process simple and stress-free, handling every detail with professionalism, so you don't have to worry and can get back to the things that matter most to you. So, how do you begin? Step 1. Schedule your free estimate by calling our office at 614-NEW-ROOF or visiting our website, newmanroofing.com. Step 2. Meet with one of our trusted representatives who will guide you through the best plan for your home. Step 3. We get to work, and you watch your roof transform before your very eyes. Whether it's your roof, gutters, or siding, the Newman Roofing team is here to guide and support you every step of the way. Call today at 614-NEW-ROOF to schedule your free estimate and experience the Newman Roofing difference. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woohoo! Yeah! It's full Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor!
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
Spring into a new vehicle at Crown Automotive Group of Dublin. Luxury, power, and adventure, all waiting for you. Explore our vast selection of exquisite Mercedes-Benz, the all-new rugged Ineos Grenadier, and the powerful lineup of Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram vehicles. Crown Automotive Group in Dublin is the only dealership in Columbus awarded a J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience. Visit Crown Automotive Group of Dublin on Perimeter Drive in Dublin or online at crowncarsdublin.com. Crown Automotive Group, the better way to buy.
Bring more fresh to Easter with great deals at Meijer. Savory Meijer's Spiral Sliced Half Ham is 79 cents a pound with M-Perks Limit 1. Discount automatically applied once you enter your M-Perks ID. Del Monte canned vegetables are $1 each. And a 5-pound bag of yellow or red potatoes is only $4.99. Decorate your home and table with Easter decor. And make Easter a good deal sweeter for your little peeps with toys, candy, and more. Hop into Meijer, where Easter is a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com. Evan Cohen here. We all know breakfast is an important part of your day. But sometimes when you're traveling for business, you end up staying at a hotel that doesn't offer any. And you know what happens? You grab a cup of coffee and skip the meal entirely. We've all been there. But if you book a room at La Quinta by Wyndham, you can enjoy their free Bright Side breakfast featuring delicious baked goods, fruit, eggs, yogurt, and waffles. And really, who doesn't want to start their day with a fresh, hot waffle? Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow, you shine. Book direct at lq.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. Following the mantra of the Bee Gees, the Blue Jackets just keep staying alive. Entering the third period last night down 2-1. Goals from Zachary Aston Reese and the captain Boone Jenner pushed the CBJ to the 3-2 win over the Sabres. Looking ahead to tonight, Columbus needs Ottawa to beat Montreal at home for their playoff hopes to stay intact. In baseball, Stephen Kwan's 4 RBI day led the Guardians to the 6-1 win and the 3-game sweep over the White Sox yesterday afternoon in Cleveland. The Guards will continue the homestand tonight as they begin a 3-game set against the Kansas City Royals. And as we enter day 2 at Augusta, Justin Rose is atop the leaderboard at 7 under par. Scotty Scheffler, Corey Connors, and Ludwig Oberg are in a 3-way tie for second. They all sit at 4 under. This update is sponsored by BMI FCU. You can earn a $200 cash bonus with a home equity line of credit from BMI FCU. Visit bmifcu.org/home-equity. Breaking sports news. What happens here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
A radio show hosted by 2 former football players, one slightly more successful than the other. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 2 for us here on a Friday. Coming up this hour, Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda. He's going to join us around 7:18 this morning. Then Austin Ward, he will join us. We'll break down the Buckeye spring game with him coming up at 7:30 this morning.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Buddy, you've got a lot of pop to you for Friday. What a line that you dropped out.
Just
about
like the Morning
Jackets.
Juice, the Jackets, they're staying alive.
Staying alive. First I was afraid. I was petrified.
Somebody give me a styrofoam bucket and some ice.
And harvest the organs. Maybe one of the best opening scenes in a show.
Like yeah. It's pretty great.
That is the opening scene, right? Or is that in the middle?
That's the middle.
I'm thinking of the
dry open.
I'm thinking of the fire. Fire drill.
Yeah. Today,
it's like fire
smoking is going to save lives. That's the procedure.
It's tremendous. But when Andy starts singing and they pan back, and Kelly Kapoor is then dancing on the side. It's the lady's just looking up. Dwight's cutting the face off of it.
At ease.
Oh, it's so great.
Yeah, Jackets did win last night.
Assess the situation. No, Rose, they're not breathing, and they have no arms and legs. If we come across somebody with no arms and legs, should we even bother resuscitating them?
That's a great line.
It's remarkable. It's a great drop by you. Jackets did stay alive 3-2 last night against the Sabres. How about Dino after the game staying alive? What about this performance that we saw from Jet Greaves last night?
Especially the second period. Obviously they got the better hand in the second, and I think I know we just talked, I think it was 10-2 in chances in the second period, and he held us into a position where we were able to get to the third and sort some things out in between and got to our game. But, yeah, he had a strong game.
Here was also Dino, they're not looking at the standings anymore, Bob. The goal is just to win these games in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, would we have liked to have it, for 60 minutes? Sure. But, yeah, we did like the start was good, the end was good, the middle we got to clean up, obviously, but yeah, we have to be desperate, right? I mean, you guys know the numbers better than me, but they're talking about them in there, and we're more worried about what we're doing. We were played well enough and hard enough here tonight to get 2 points. We need to continue to do that in the last, 4 games?
Yeah, here's the situation for the Jackets with the win last night. Break down your standings right now. The Senators have already gotten to a playoff spot, so they're good. They're at 90 points. That means you are fighting for one playoff spot remaining. The Montreal Canadiens, they hold that spot. They're at 87 points. They have 4 games left. If they win a game, they will get to 89 points.
Not good.
Which would then kill off the Blue Jackets because they have the tiebreak against them. They play the Senators
they're
tonight.
They're not capable of getting to 90.
No.
Unless we get a 3-pointer.
Which I don't think exists. So they have to win out, the Jackets do, and the Canadiens
cannot win.
They can't win, just straight up.
They get one overtime. They can have one OT loss and then just regulation losses.
Yeah, they are at the Senators tonight, or the Canadiens. So you'll know if you're alive going into the Caps game tomorrow by the time that Friday evening ends. So that's what they got going for them. Jackets at home against the Caps tomorrow. Can I interest you in a little Saturday matinee over at Nationwide Arena?
I love
We'll have that going on. We'll have the spring game going on simultaneously. It's a 12:30 start over at Nationwide. And I'm pretty sure the reason they moved that is because on the schedule, when the math people were mathing, they had projected Ovi to break the record here, which we had talked about. And he obviously did that earlier in the week. So that's not going to be the case. But still, you got to win them all. Montreal cannot get 2 points. It's a pretty easy scenario.
Yep. They can get 1, but not 2. And they have 4 games left to get those 2. They can get two overtime losses. That gets them there.
Yeah.
Cannot let it happen. But you know what, Jackets? Keep TCB and just staying alive, Bodie or Jacob.
Yeah, that's all they can do. Why'd you call him Jacob?
This is his real name.
That is his real name. That is
It's funny on
correct.
the email machine when I type in Bodie, it comes up, but then it says Jacob Wells.
Yeah, it knows.
It's AI, of course it is. Yeah. Predictive analytics. Guards take down the White Sox in that finale last night, or yesterday afternoon, I should say, 6-1. At home for a weekend series against the Royals coming up tonight at 6:10. Reds at home against the Pirates starting at 6:40. And then the Columbus Crew are at St. Louis tomorrow at 7 o'clock. You can always go back and listen to the podcast. Chris Doran, he joined the program a little bit earlier on, talk all things going on with your crew, including the signing of Dan Gosdog from Philadelphia, who is their all-time leading scorer. So I'll be excited to get that guy in the lineup.
The Gosdogger.
He's not going to be in the lineup tomorrow. Potentially next weekend when the Crew.
How old is Gosdogger?
27, 28,
so he's still
29.
Well,
he's 29. He just turned 29 in March.
We're getting old, Beam.
It's still in your prime.
Is it?
Yeah. I'd say between the ages of like 25 and 32. Unless you're Darlington Nagbe, then you're an ageless wonder and you can play for forever.
I'm just going to say, what are you using to determine that? Is that just...
That's just me watching.
Okay, that's the Beam Prime Index.
Yeah.
Just ball knowing.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Like when Cucho was here.
There's no
Cucho
analytics. That's what Rothman likes to call the human analytics.
Yeah. Like when Cucho was here, he was 23, 24, 25. Like Cucho's
a young lad.
He's a young lad. He's getting into his prime. I would say between 25, 32.
Let's go down to old Mexico or down past that to South America. And let's find us some spry, young, talented soccer players.
Some like Argentine, maybe?
I don't care where they're from. Somewhere down there on the Western Hemisphere and say, hey, you want to come to Columbus? We'll smuggle you up here and we'll pay you some dollars.
Cucho's from Colombia. Maybe go back to that well.
There you go. I like Colombia. They've got Shakira, they've got coffee, and they've got cocaine. The three things that I love.
Shout out to Shakira, too, by the way. Her hips
100%.
don't lie.
They don't. And that's what we had to do a report in Spanish 3 on a Spanish-speaking nation. And
was this at Ohio State?
No, this was in Ohio. This was in high school.
Okay, I told you my
Senora Falvo.
My journey through the language of the arts started when I was in middle school. I did German, and then I got through German 3, and then got to college. I'm like, all right, well, this should translate. Didn't. So then I had to take three semesters of Spanish. Meredith, who is a Spanish minor, really helped me out there.
Yep, I can see that.
I did a project on Frida Kahlo. I still remember the opening line, La Casa de Frida Kahlo está en la Ciudad de México.
There you go.
Something is azul. It was blue. It was a blue house that Frida Kahlo lived in.
Of course. Why would you live in another
And then I
house?
also did a report. I think this was Spanish 3, the speaking, the speaking portion of
those are the best things.
It's me and it's the professor.
That's what AJ.
Straight up.
You would have to do that where you'd sit down and it's just heads up, have that conversation.
It was just a 10-minute diatribe.
Have you ever had more anxiety in your life?
No, not at that point in my life. I hadn't. That was pretty high.
I think someone was like, if I go in drunk, I'll probably be better at this. I'm like, the one of the guy
your
I
way
played
through
with,
it. I just sound more fluent.
He goes, I'm way better at picking up girls when I've been drinking. He's like, this will be better. I'm like, but that's in your native language.
You were in peak athletic condition.
Peak, exactly. Peak physical condition.
Yeah, even better.
But I'm like, that's because they're drinking too, and it's night, and you can be like funny and witty. This dude's grading you on your ability
to speak another
language, to pronounce the words and understand what they're saying, and then you translating that in your mind and spitting it back out. And you think by consuming alcohol that's going to enhance that? I don't think that you're correct in that.
I don't think you're understanding the situation that's going on here. Here was Ryan Day yesterday on Bishop and Friends talking about what he wants to see tomorrow from the Buckeyes during the spring game.
For me, it's the quarterbacks. That's important. And the second is the defensive line. Those are the two areas that, we've got to, make progress in. Overall, you want to just see guys flying around, making plays, clean football. You want to see their reaction. You want to see how guys handle the environment when you've seen a certain level of play in practice, and then you get out into the stadium with the bright lights and you see something different. It's noteworthy, good or bad. You see some guys rise to the occasion, and they like being in that environment. You see others maybe, have to learn how to handle that type of environment because now things are different. You're on TV, the Big Ten Network's there, there's fans in the stands, all those types of things. So you kind of just want to see that. But overall, looking forward to see how some of these young guys play, responds, but certainly I want to see how these quarterbacks do.
You'd be proud of me. I got out of my silo and I listened to that yesterday. It was a great interview that Uncle Bo did. You can always go back and listen to their podcast or watch their YouTube show. Take a listen to the full conversation that the head coach of your Buckeyes and Uncle Bo had. It's a good one.
That's great. Escape your silo, Beam. Get out of yours and get into Yuri Gagarin's.
Of course. The Jacket season stayed alive, as Bodie mentioned, through last night. Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda. He's going to break it down with us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are watching crews clear out a crash on State Route 104 westbound right at Alum Creek Drive. Other than that, everything moving along up to speed. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
New career opportunities near you. Uline is opening a new 1.4 million square foot distribution center in Etna, and they're looking for exceptional people to join their Ohio team. Interview for warehouse positions at their upcoming April hiring event. Warehouse workers earn pay starting from $25 an hour with significant growth and earning potential. Plus, get full health benefits and a 401k match from day one. Sign up for your interview this April in Etna at uline.jobs. That's uline.jobs.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle in Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for two things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Buy now with pre-tariff pricing at Coughlin Kia. Lease a new 2025 Kia K4, just $195 a month plus taxes and fees. Or choose low 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2025 Kia Sportage or Sorrento. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Coughlin has the car for you.
1.9% for 60 months equals $18.37 per 1,000 with approved credit through Kia Motor Finance. 24-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents per mile over. 2025 due. Excludes $250 dock fee, $400 disposition fee at lease end. No security deposit. See dealer for details. Ends 4/30/25.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring into savings at Ohio Mulch. Get 5 bags of red, black, or brown mulch for just $10.95 now through April 5th. Save $50 on home delivery too. Visit OhioMulch.com today.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community, except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station, except Bo. The Fan.
We plant trees because people need trees, and when planted in the right place, they have great impact. Trees help slow climate change, filter our air and water, foster biodiversity, and strengthen our communities. They create the kind of transformational change the world needs now. April is a month filled with opportunities to care for and plant trees. For planting resources, contact an Ohio ISA certified arborist who can help you learn how to take the best care of your trees. Visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Hey there, I'm Brad. I'm about to win the Tuesday Night Bowling League Championship. I'm also a highway worker for the Ohio Department of Transportation. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can bowl the winning strike with my buddies.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens at your latest forecast. We're looking at cloudy and cool conditions on this Friday. We'll only make our way from the 30s this morning to near 50 this afternoon. Clearing skies tonight leads to freezing temperatures by Saturday morning. We'll see more sunshine Saturday, highs in the 50s, 60s by Sunday, and back into the 70s with rain by Monday. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Heading to work? Keep listening to the guys at the office.
Stream the show at 971thefan.com or download the Fan app.
This is Morning Juice.
Hey, you can join the Blue Jackets for a special presentation from the Pro Football Hall of Fame Saturday at Nationwide Arena. I believe that's tomorrow. Each ticket purchased includes an exclusive pregame panel discussion with Hall of Famers Anthony Munoz and Dick Vermeil, hosted by our very own Ryan Baker. The first 150 to purchase the package will receive an exclusive Pro Football Hall of Fame and Columbus Blue Jackets co-branded mini football helmet. You can go to bluejackets.com/Hall of Fame for your tickets today.
Morning Juice presents Talk Talking Jackets.
Now it's Bean Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs it behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Every Friday at this time, we head up to the hotline, check with our guy. He is Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda. Jeffrey, happy Friday. Jackets, to the tune of the Bee Gees, staying alive last night, 3-2. It's all they can do, right? What a performance by Jack Reeves.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And, you know, a lot of teams probably would not have been very confident going into a game where you have to call up a guy from the minors and he has to drive here and play the day after playing the day before. And it's different with the Blue Jackets and Jet Reeves because Jet's just that kind of guy that there was no hesitation and confidence that they could throw him in there in that situation. And you know, they knew that he would be able to handle it and would turn into a good performance, and he did that. 39 saves, was the best player on the ice in the second period when the Jackets were kind of struggling and to find their game and were giving up some chances. And Jets stood tall, made 18 saves to keep the team in the game. And then, you know, Zach Aston Reese, Boone Jenner get the third period goals to get the win. But, yeah, certainly a very impressive performance by Jet. And, yeah, I think they, as an organization, from the coaching staff on down to the players, have a lot of confidence in him that he could go in and make those kind of things. Everyone, you know, really, I think to a man, everyone loves him. He's a very well-respected, well-liked guy. And he has, you know, just kind of that personality that he can go in a situation like that and deliver. So it was fun to see. And as you're right, they're staying alive for another day going into this home and home over the weekend with the Washington Capitals.
I mean, I would love to see them win out. Obviously, the odds of that are long. You got the Caps, who are a very talented team, and they're playing as well as anybody right now. For you, what does success look like for these last handful of games, Jeff, regardless of what else happens with everybody else, you know, in their playoff situation? How would you like to see this team finish? What do they need to do you think, have momentum going into next year?
Yeah, as you said, the math doesn't math very well for them right now. You know, any combination of 2 points dropped or 2 points gained by Montreal, two very different places right there. By Montreal and
I don't know. I heard the cabarets at both are elite.
Well, you know what? That's a good point. So anyway, that devolved very quickly for both of us. But yeah, 2 point, basically the magic number for for Montreal is 2. So with 4 games left, it's a difficult road to hoe. But I would say that success is doing what they've done these last 2 games. You know, after they go to Ontario and they lose both games over this past weekend and get shut out, it felt like, you know, a little bit like the wheels were coming off, to be honest with you. They'd only won 4 of their previous 16 games, and it looked like, you know, that it really may be a tough end to what has been a very fun season. And I said this to Dylan Tyre on the radio on Tuesday night. It was like, you know, it's been such a good year that, you know, you want to finish with some momentum. You want to, both for the fan base, which, you know, I think has enjoyed this run, but just for momentum's sake, that you go into the offseason and feel good about yourself. And for them to come back and win these last 2 games and keep themselves in the race has been nice to see. And you want to keep that momentum because, you know, you play 60 great games, and if it really falls apart at the end, it really would be hard to maybe keep that momentum going. But if you can finish here and win some of these down the stretch, it gives you a chance to really feel good about yourself going into the offseason, which I think is what you deserve after the way you've been able to play all year.
He's Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. You like a Saturday matinee, Jeff? It seems like a pretty good time to go watch a hockey game.
Yeah, you know what? You'll be home by the evening, so you got plenty of time to enjoy your day. Yeah, it obviously is interesting because, you know, it was originally a 7 o'clock start, but, you know, Alex Ovechkin is involved, and suddenly it becomes 12:30. So yeah, come on out. You know, it kind of feels like a noon Ohio State football game where you are able to come enjoy the day and then maybe go home and watch a little golf, or, you know, go to a local establishment and watch a little golf. Really, however you want to do it. You know, you got the chance to do this, and then, you know, gets us to Washington, D.C. a little faster as well, so I'm not mad about that. So, yeah, it should be a fun one at Nationwide.
You have big plans for the nation's capital, Jeff?
Nothing too big, but it is a great restaurant city, and it is a fun place to hang out. So I will be happy to get there a little bit earlier than 11 o'clock or whatever it was going to be. We were supposed to get there.
All right, I've got a question for you.
Yes, this is the real important one, Jeff, because this is a full circle moment here in Columbus media.
Yeah, it really is, and this picture has popped up. Thousands of times it seems in the last handful of years. Rob Gronkowski was on some sort of podcast, and he was asked about the infamous picture while he is at Ohio State. There's a young Jeffrey Svoboda in that picture, Jeff, and I did see that you commented on it a little bit earlier. Are you and Gronk, do you have any plans to redo that picture? Because if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a picture while Gronk is on his official visit to Ohio State. He was
looking pretty rough, by the way.
Looking rough.
Gronk looked like he may have been operating on suboptimal sleep, and maybe he's mildly dehydrated from the night before.
Yeah, and then next to him is a young Jeff Svoboda in this picture. Are you guys in talks to recreate this photo, Jeff?
I sure hope so. I can neither confirm nor deny that there are plans in the works, but hopefully, maybe this podcast is with Chris Long and some other former NFL players, so maybe they can, grease the wheels a little bit and make this happen. Because since this has become something I've become known for, and it always goes on the internet and goes viral, and everyone gives me some crap for it. I've always hoped that one day I would run into Gronk and we would be able to redo it. So hopefully this, maybe makes it happen, because, it is one of those things that, I made that little video for them and sent it to them. It's like, Gronk has made me slightly internet famous for this.
Oh,
so I think we have to redo it. I think we got to, and the funny thing is everyone always talks about Gronk. I was 22 years old, and it was the, Ohio State-Michigan game in 2006. I may have been playing on suboptimal conditions as well, if we're being honest.
That's what I was going to ask. Seeing Gronk in that picture, and I know you've seen it a bunch because you're just now permanently tied to him. Have you felt worse than Gronk looks in that picture from festivities the night before?
You know what? If I have, maybe only once or twice, because he looks rough. And as he said on that podcast, it seemed as though he had quite a night the night before. As, I guess Gronk is known to do. So if only he had gone to Ohio State, who knows how many stories we would all have about it, because it probably would have been quite a time. But he ended up at Arizona, maybe the best for everybody.
Let's say if the Jackets win out and they get the help they need, is there a chance that you'll look worse than Gronk that following morning?
You know what? I'll guarantee you that. Yes, I would say so.
Yes.
I think that's the commitment that everybody is looking for. Jeff, what do you...
There you go. Well, you guys got to come on and join me then, though.
We will, as long as you promise to make us some of that famous red elixir that Ward's told me so much about that you love.
All right, I guess sounds good.
We'll do it.
That's
all right.
great.
Is that a guarantee, Jeff? Next Thursday, if Montreal doesn't win a game or just gets 1 point in their next 4, and the Jackets win all of them, is that a next Thursday evening heading into Friday, April 18th? Yeah. That's a guarantee from you?
You're going to come in studio with us so that everybody can see you in your full glory. We'll be a team.
All right, there you go. Deal. I will be there. And apparently I won't be, much like Gronk, I won't be sleeping, I guess, if that's the case.
No, you don't want to sleep. You want to make sure that everything's good. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Always thankful for you to give us some of it here this morning. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the back-to-back. Enjoy the matinee tomorrow at Nationwide Arena, and we'll check in again next Friday, hopefully after the Jackets have punched a ticket to the playoffs, okay?
All right, yeah, sounds good, guys. Thank you.
There you go. So our guy, Jackets Insider, Jeff Svoboda, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. If we have any homework for you this morning, just to find that picture of a young Jeffrey Svoboda and a young Rob Gronkowski.
You may not need to Google Jeff Svoboda. Google drunk college visit, and that might come up.
You know who took that picture too, by the way, which is a great part of that story? Adam Jardy, when he was covering the Buckeye football team.
It's amazing.
It really
is. A full circle moment. Maybe we'll have Jardy come in and then document that moment for us next week.
Austin Ward, he's going to preview the Buckeye spring game with us coming up in 2 minutes. Morning
By the
Juice.
way, the Red drank in Austin Ward's house. So
True.
I mean, it's a full. We're connecting all the dots.
Like Matt McConaughey, season 1 of True Detective. Austin Ward's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Friday. Still watching crews clear out one issue on 104 westbound. This is right at Alum Creek Drive. We've got the left lane blocked off. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $200 cash bonus with a home equity line of credit from BMI FCU. Visit bmifcu.org/home-equity for more details.
SoFi Personal Loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right, pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi Personal Loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply, NMLS 696891.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $84 on select sets of 4 Nokian tires. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer ends April 15th. See store for details.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Swiping that card, baby. Keep on swiping that card. Charge it to winning. This is Morning Juice.
All right, it's 7:30, and it is a Friday. Time to check in. The one and only commissioner.
A guy who considers himself the mayor of Laramie, Wyoming, who holds the shuffleboard record at the Ranger, and most impressive, the commissioner of the Central Ohio Two-Man Scramble League. Here's Austin Ward.
And Austin is brought to you by the Roofing Guys as we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Commish, happy Friday. Buckeye spring game tomorrow. What's happening? How you feeling?
Happy Football Friday, guys. The only thing better than getting a Saturday spring game is a bonus practice on a Friday, thanks to the Coaches Clinic, which had the Chalk Talk on Thursday night in the Woody. Awesome. One of my favorite nights of the entire year. But because the coaches get to watch that practice, so do we. So Burnham and I are on the way down to the Horseshoe right now, and that will wind up giving us, counting tomorrow, 5 spring practices to talk about heading into the offseason, which is awesome.
That's pretty tremendous. It should be exciting there. Before we get too much into that, Austin, I want to ask you this question because we just had Jeff Svoboda on with us, the Jackets insider. I know that you know him well. And
Absolutely.
Well, I told him, I go, listen, the Jackets need to win out, and they've won their last 2, which is remarkable, and they need a lot of help. I go, let's say all of those things happen. Jackets win out, they get the help they need. I said, are we going to party? And he's also known for being a photo bomber in a Rob Gronkowski recruiting picture at Ohio State on the sideline, which was taken by Adam Jardy. So we've got a lot of the characters in this story that we know. I asked him, I go, will you commit to us that you will get at least as sideways as Rob Gronkowski was the night before that picture, and maybe consume some of that infamous red drink that you consumed at one night. And so now I'm asking you, Austin, if that happens, would he be willing to have a place to stay at the Ward Palace?
Yeah, if we're guaranteeing playoff hockey in Columbus, I am more than willing to sacrifice a set of sheets or a load of laundry. Like
Is Allie on board with that?
Well, she can't hear that right now because we're in the Jeep on the way to the Horseshoe. So
she could be listening, Austin. I know she loves the show.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. She's not been paying attention to a lot of social media conversation recently.
Oh, really?
Or listening to the radio. Yeah.
Brian Day said the best thing you want is your family to really dive on into the social media world. They can really just absorb it all.
Yeah. He actually gave me a very different message about that, but we can chat offline about that one. But I think as long as there's playoff hockey, the Ward family will do whatever it takes to secure that.
I like it.
At all costs. Not scared to be great, I think is exactly what you're saying as we check in with Austin Ward here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Ryan Day was on with Uncle Bo yesterday, and he was asked, what are you most looking at for the spring game, Austin? And straight up, he just said quarterbacks. And I don't think that's a surprise to anybody, knowing Ryan Day's history and track record playing the position, coaching the position. I think his eyeballs will obviously be on that. For you, what are you looking at directly, specifically from the three quarterbacks tomorrow afternoon at the Horseshoe?
Yeah, I think, when we have the opportunity to evaluate such a small sample size and just a brief window of the overall body of work, we tend to overreact. And I've tried not to do that. I think that Lincoln Kienholz had the best practice of those three guys last Saturday on Student Appreciation Day. So how does that look? Can he follow that up? Is it the accuracy still there? Is it the dual threats, athleticism showing through? How does he build on that personally? And it's more of comparing him to himself and not necessarily what that looks like versus Julian Sayin or Tavian St. Clair. At some point, you have to make that decision. And Ryan Day has always taken those things into August, and I never really thought that this spring would be any exception to that rule. But the same would be true for, all right, if Julian Sayin did not have the best practice that I have personally witnessed from him, do you take those missed throws, those mistakes, an interception, and then do you clean those up and do you get better from them the next week? So comparing Julian Sayin to Julian Sayin, the same with Tavian St. Clair. He did some things that, reminds you that he's a freshman. He also did some things because when he was live, he was shedding off some tacklers in the pocket and extending plays and getting the football off down the field. That was like, what? That's something there. Now I'm not trying to include him in the starting conversation, and Ryan Day's made that pretty clear that the discussion for his track is different than what it is for Lincoln Kienholz and Julian Sayin. But, I think for me, where in the past I would get maybe too focused on, hey, these are the only days I have to evaluate. I need to make a really firm opinion about what's going on here and compare these guys to the other. I feel like I've had a more open mind and a different approach to it since the last couple of years. And so tomorrow it'll be more about just looking at those guys individually rather than trying to parse necessarily what that means for the depth chart in late August.
But I want you to kind of, you did a pretty good job articulating it there. And, people are lamenting, is it a game? It's just a showcase. Like, you're going to get a chance to see whoever the future Buckeye quarterback is play significant time on Saturday. And I think, Ryan, a lot of times they may try to shield some of this stuff from the quarterbacks. Like, Austin, do you believe this is going to be a big piece? Now, not like the final piece or anything like that, but I think this is going to be a fairly significant portion of the evaluation process. So you're going to see Ryan probably challenge these guys, and they're going to play a lot on Saturday in the shoe. Am I wrong in thinking that?
No, I think you're 100% right, Bob. And also they don't really have a choice because they only have the three guys. Quarterbacks.
They're going to put you out there, Austin?
I would love to go chuck it around the yard out there. I don't know that I'm prepared for it, but I might be able to throw a check down.
You know what competitive
no way.
It's competitive excellence, Austin. Being ready when your number is called.
That's right. This offensive line is great. I can throw a check down.
Okay. I'd like to see it, actually. If we can get that in the works, I would pay good money for that.
All right, I'll check with Brian Hartline here in about 45 minutes and see if I can get at least one day of snaps and an install done real quickly. But I think what you're saying, Bob, is right on a lot of fronts. These three guys, they need to play more football, and it's not a coincidence, and it was clearly by design that a week ago you had multiple team periods, multiple days of practice where Ryan Day turned these quarterbacks live. Now, I don't think he's going to change his mind and have those guys get hit in the horseshoe tomorrow, but in terms of, is this a significant evaluation? Are they going to get a lot of opportunities to throw the football? Are they going to be closely monitored? Yeah, and they also have at least 30,000 people watching, and we'll see how many more wind up picking up tickets. I think the fees got waived, and maybe it'll start. The sun will come out tomorrow, and that number will creep up. I hope it does, because this is an opportunity to go watch and evaluate the next quarterbacks in person for the fan base, and a chance. I think Ryan Day also wants as many people as there as possible to simulate a game-like environment, and does that impact the way these guys respond to the challenge? So, I think those things are all part of it. As you said, tomorrow is not going to decide it, but I think it did become a much more important practice tomorrow than I think Ohio State ever envisioned 5 weeks ago.
Hey, before we get you out of here, I know Ryan Day's looking forward to watching the quarterbacks. What are you most intrigued about?
Well, I've spent all spring sort of talking about the defensive line and is there a need there? Are there guys that can step up? I don't know how many reps we'll get to see them go full tempo, full contact. Last week, there was a little bit of a surprise to me. Dominic Kirks made a play. I was like, that's not somebody that I had written on the notebook or someone that I thought was going to be stepping up to provide some depth. So I think it's that same mix of guys that we've talked about, the defensive tackles that are trying to push, whether that's, Jason Moore or Will Smith Jr. or Tywan Malone. I think they have enough guys who have flashed the athleticism and the ability. It has been about the consistency piece. And then if you look at the sheer number of scholarship players, it's not ideal for what Ohio State wants. So I think it is. And again, because I think this offensive line is really good or has the potential to be very good, if they win some reps, generally it's much easier in a spring game. If you just have to tag the quarterback or they blow things down quickly, they don't go live in any way. In some of these, I think we might get some reps that count a little bit more. And that would go both ways. It's offensive line and defensive line chance to show what they can do.
Austin, what do you think? How do you think you would feel if through 14 holes you were 4 under par at the Masters and then gave it all back with a couple of dubs through the Final Four?
If you're telling me that I shot even par at Augusta National from the back tees, I would say, yeah, give me that all day long, Bob.
Okay, I mean, but you're -4 going into the final 4 holes, and then you're looking like
over the water on a par 5 on 2.
Roy McAvoy and just throwing them in the drink on some chips.
Yeah, but I'm not the second-ranked player in the world, so the situation it's hard for me to put myself in Rory's shoes. If you're again,
I didn't mention Rory. I said Roy McAvoy, not Rory McIlroy. I mean, those are two different people.
Yeah, Tin Cup is an idol of mine as well. He's not afraid to be great. But, it's hard for me to put myself in those shoes. I'm not as good as Beeman these days. So if I'm in that situation, and if I'm 4 under at the Ridge Golf and Gardens in the Marysville Marathon, I'm still probably going to come in with 2 doubles because my hands will be shaking the whole way home.
Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Have a great afternoon over at the Horseshoe tomorrow, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
You got it. See you guys.
There he goes. Austin Ward with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, not watching any crashes across the metro. Busy traffic on 71 near downtown and on 270 out near Dublin. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Look, there's feelings and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay. Moving up payday so you could get your money faster. Up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
What's the going rate for a good babysitter? Also, Shark needs a raise. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Well, Friday for us. Beautiful weather on tap for today. Even better tomorrow for the spring game. That's got me juiced early.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Bob, it's a big Friday. You got your daughter in here with 5 friends.
Oh, yeah.
Shadowing day. What's got you fired up?
Oh, what's got me juiced? Last night we went to Svoboda Challenge. It's opening up at Polaris here, and it was awesome. We went to the first one in Dallas. I didn't even know that. And so I've got some great stories we'll tell here as we turn the clock around here at 8 o'clock. About some of my time there and everything. But super juiced, my daughter came in for shadowing, and 5 of her friends. They wanted to make sure they had their Friday to themselves. And so they're like, Dad, we're going to come in with you. I said, okay, well, here's the rules. Everybody better be prepared. I'm dropping your brother off at work, is lifting at 5:15, and we're going to be ready to go at that point. And you're coming with me, and I can take a couple others, but if your friends are coming, they need to be here before 6 because we get in here. I'm not running out. I'm not asking Bodie to do it. So they all got here. They're having a good time. They're out there playing ping pong, and they came over from the TV side beam and told them to be quiet because it's a little loud. I go,
this is a workplace.
What could go wrong with having some ping pong and Papa Shot and everything else just hanging out right there in the middle? But
they aren't the first ones to get yelled at about that, if that makes you feel any better.
Well, I believe it. But one of our great engineers, Ben's giving a little tour right now. And then I think we're going to have them pop on in here around 8:20 game to give them their...
Well, let me ask you this question. What do you ask a teenage girl? Where is that conversation going to lead?
Depends if you want to talk to Chris Hansen later or not.
Have you lost your mind, boy? Because I'll help you find it.
Have a seat, sir.
That was a great answer, honestly.
Well, I mean, you're asking questions like that.
I'm just, what do you even talk about? What are they interested in?
TikTok, YouTube.
Okay.
I don't know.
I asked them earlier who's their favorite YouTube star, and one of McLean's friends said someone. I'm like, I don't even know who that is.
Exactly. And I'd like to think that you're kind of younger. Bodie's even younger than you, so we'll see how old he feels when they start diving into the youthful conversation about Lord knows what. But yes, it's the final spring practice, and then they got a spring game tomorrow. Our guy Albert Breer is in town. He brought his boys in over there at practice. Told me he was hoping to get some stuff signed. He goes, I went to Target. It was looking pretty bleak. You have anything that we could grab? I'm like, damn you, Albert. Like, I'm at the station. I got to go straight to practice. He would have told me I've got some hats and stuff, so we'll have to figure something out.
Was he yesterday when we talked to him?
No, I think he flew in last night.
Okay.
Or flew in, last night for practice today and then the spring game. Because I told him, you go to the spring game, it's good, and that'll be fun, but he's a big-time national, and Ryan and him know you'll have better access and be able to see some better stuff today. So get the boys in, then you can get down on the field during the practice and everything, and it'll be a lot more fun. So he's got that going for him. That'll be terrific. Juiced about that. Got some dinner tonight. Got spring game tomorrow. Saddle up tomorrow night, folks. Listen, everybody's talking like, spring game showcase. And then everybody asks me how the quarterbacks look. You want to know how the quarterbacks look? Go to the spring game tomorrow. It's going to be in the mid-50s. It's going to be partly sunny.
It's dry, which constitutes a beautiful day here.
It's tremendous. It's going to be dry, fairly sunny, in mid-50s. And you're going to get a chance to go watch Lincoln and Joe. Is it really a competition? Go find out for yourself. I'm telling you, both of these guys have had good days. Both of these guys have had throws they probably want back.
What are you going to see tomorrow?
And you'll probably see a little bit of both. Hopefully more good than bad. And I'm guessing it'll probably be a lot of what has happened throughout the spring. So go check it out. It's always fantastic to see that and everything that's going on there. So that is tremendous. That's got me juiced in a big way. Like I said, my daughter coming in here and thinking this is kind of cool. That and the fact that she's smiling when she's around me, that's got me juiced as well. And then we've got this, Bodie. Let's play a little bit of Novak Djokovic, the Joker. Probably the greatest tennis player of all time, Beam.
I would
think we can probably say that. On him talking a little bit about mental toughness and what makes him so great.
Mental strength, which is what I think is your great gift.
I would have to correct you. I have to correct you. It's not a gift. It's something that comes with work. I don't like this kind of a mindset that I see a lot in sports, like just think positive thoughts, be optimistic. There is no room for failure and stuff like this. It's impossible.
You don't buy that.
You are a human being. The difference, I guess, between the guys who are able to be biggest champions and the ones that are struggling to get to the highest level is the ability to not stay in those emotions for too long. So as soon as I experience it, I acknowledge it, I maybe, burst, I scream on the court, whatever happens, but then I'm able to bounce back and reset.
That's got me juiced. Mental strength doesn't come, Beam. You're not born with it. No. I play Goggins on here all the time. There will be a time where you won't be able to hear Goggins in the morning anymore to get you juiced up and fired up. But mental toughness comes from doing hard things.
You merely adopted the darkness. I was
born in it. You got to get through it. You got to be molded by it. That's how you get to be tough, like our guy Schlegs, Bodie.
If you go from Jacksonville to Columbus, you always connect in Atlanta. I went to the toilet, and I went in there, and I got noise-canceling headphones on, and I'm just taking a leak, doing what I'm supposed to be doing, looking straight ahead at the wall. I absolutely ripped one. But again, I have noise-canceling headphones in, which brought me to the thought of, if you have noise-canceling AirPods in, listening to music while in the airport bathroom and you rip a huge fart, doesn't make a noise.
It's one of life's great questions.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it does. Just because you don't hear it, everybody else still does. And they also might possess another sense, the sense of smell, Bodie. What's got you juiced?
What's got me juiced, guys, I got to paint the picture here a little bit. So yesterday, I finished a great leg day workout, which had me super juiced on Thursday. And, of course, it's the second best day of the week, so it was Thursday, feeling good. Got done with that, ate dinner, grabbed my laptop just to check out what was happening for the day because I don't have social media on my phone just to try to, not be on it 24/7. Yeah, how about that, Beam? And so the first thing I saw when I pulled up Twitter last night was this tweet right here. Breaking news. 5-star edge Rodney Dunham Jr. commits to Notre Dame. He had this to say: I'd always go on a visit and compare each school to Notre Dame and say it doesn't give everything Notre Dame has. There is only one place like Notre Dame, and it's Notre Dame. So that had me super jazzed.
That is a fact.
There's only one place like Notre Dame, and it's Notre Dame.
Marcus Freeman building him up, man. And then this was like one of the next few tweets I saw here. So we talked about it a little bit earlier this week that Will Howard went on with John Gruden and did the little quarterback camp there. Then I saw Riley Leonard was on it last night. Or no, I don't know if it was last night. I saw the Twitter video on Twitter last night. And I had to cut up this clip and share it this morning.
And I want to know what you're like in adversity. I want to know this, Riley Leonard.
It's really tough. And I learned a lot. And I kind of have a different answer every time I kind of revisit that game. But dang, did I learn so much. And it was the best thing that ever happened for me. I'm meeting with Marcus Freeman. Mind you, I'm going into Marcus Freeman's office on Sunday after the game, scared to death. I'm like, all right, he's going to tell me the worst of the worst, right? You're done. And I walk in there. He's got his feet up, throws me some candy. What's up, Rye? Cool as a cucumber. And that was the best thing that could have happened for me.
That's all you can do in those kind of times, man. Because the clock keeps ticking and the schedule goes on, right?
Guys, when everything felt like the world was ending after that Northern Illinois loss, everybody said, fire Freeman, you got to bench Riley. But us one-play, one-lifers who continued to believe in Coach Freeman said, we just got to go beat Purdue. And then we kept going and kept going. And kept going after that.
What's amazing is then they said fire Ryan and hire Marcus after he was going to be fired at Notre Dame.
Right. And then both those guys played in the national championship game
together. So I said we had two coaches who were already fired playing in the national championship game at the end of the season. It's amazing, Bodie, how if you kind of just stick to the process and you have the guy you think, it usually works out.
And I knew we were going to play in that national championship game very shortly after that Purdue game because I remember after we had lost to Northern Illinois, I joked with Tyvis on the Buckeye show that week. And I said, Tyvis, let me tell you a story about a team who lost their home opener in week 2 all the way back in 2014 and then went all the way. And he said they beat Kent State 66-0. Then we went and beat Purdue 66-7. So I guess that 7 points cost us when we played the Buckeyes in the end. Maybe if it was a shutout.
I think you're right.
Nevertheless, Beamer, what has you juice?
It's got me juice. I'm going out to Buckeye Lake Marina today. Going to be handing out $500. I'll be there from 11 to 1. Super juiced about that, man. It's a nice little Friday, so I got a nice drive on tap, which I'm actually kind of excited for, just to spend some time alone in my car. Our house, dude, it's crazy. It's mayhem. Theo's barking at random people walking their dogs on the street, and he's outside barking. Willie is just stringing words together left and right. He's narrating his entire life. So I think some nice peace and quiet is going to do me good. So I'm excited to go out there today from 11 to 1, leading in which should be a fantastic weekend right here in Columbus. We're going to update you from Augusta National coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. 71 near Polaris starting to pick up, and I-270 out near Dublin and the 33 split getting busy as well, but no crashes that we're tracking right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if erectile dysfunction is making a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us, because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Tri-State Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. Which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654. Or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could dump all your problems on someone else's back? Well, when you wake up to a clogged drain or a plumbing issue, make that Mr. Rooter's problem.
Call 855-MISTERS today or MrRooter.com.
Call Mr. Rooter, he'll be there quick.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and spring is here, and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get mulch ready for the season. Now through April 5th, get 5 bags of red, black, or brown mulch for just $10.95. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your yard with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more locally grown goodness to life with a farm-fresh selection of crisp vegetables and juicy, ready-to-eat fruit. Whether topping off kebabs on the grill or adding healthy color to a leafy green salad, your family will definitely enjoy the delicious taste of Meijer produce. Plus, you'll appreciate the selection and savings we have to offer. That's the fresh-picked good life, priced for real life. We work hard to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And betting reduced juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With Saver, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. Following the mantra of the Bee Gees, the Blue Jackets just keep staying alive. Entering the third period last night down 2-1. Goals from Zachary Aston Reese and the captain, Boone Jenner, pushed the CBJ to the 3-2 win over the Sabres. Looking ahead to tonight, Columbus needs Ottawa to beat Montreal for their playoff hopes to stay intact. In baseball, Stephen Kwan's 4 RBI day led the Guardians to the 6-1 win and the 3-game sweep over the Chicago White Sox yesterday afternoon. The Guards will continue the homestand tonight as they begin a 3-game set against the Kansas City Royals. And in golf, the second round of the Masters just got underway this morning down in Augusta. Entering day 2, Justin Rose is atop the leaderboard at 7 under par. Scotty Scheffler, Corey Connors, and Ludwig Oberg are in a 3-way tie for second. They are all sitting at 4 under. This update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or check him out online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan.
In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
Hour 3 for us here on a Friday. Coming up a little bit later this hour around 8:30, AJ Hawk. He's going to join us.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
You can always watch the YouTube show and interact with the YouTube chat. Lively bunch here this morning. Jackets 3, Sabres 2, alive. What is dead may never die. At home tomorrow for a matinee at 12:30 against the Caps. You will know if you're alive in the game tomorrow, pending on the Montreal Canadiens bout tonight with the Ottawa Senators. They need 1 point. Well, they need 2 points to get into the playoffs. They need 1 point in their last 4 from a Blue Jackets perspective. That's all you can have. So 2 overtimes for them, even in losses, they're in. They need 2 points to get into the playoffs. You need to win out. They need to have a collapse.
So, 2 quick things, Beam. And they're not even really quick. I got a great story, and then something that's a little depressing.
Oh.
There's Ohio State. The Buckeyes are going to the White House on Monday.
Okay.
I thought it was Tuesday. And a couple people have asked me, like, are you going? I'm like, I'm not. I mean, I don't have an official role with the team. I'm like, I mean, maybe I could ask. I don't know. That's kind of presumptuous of me.
Sure you do.
Can they get you set up with the McConaughey role of the, the Minister of Culture or whatever?
Minister of Culture, yeah.
You're like the creepy uncle.
Yeah. Hopefully not as creepy. You're the one that says, what do I ask a teenage girl?
I'm just trying to ask. We're going to find out in 15 minutes.
What do you want the next 10 to 15 years of your life to look like, Dean? I mean, we just talked about the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility and how the riots started today in '93. Would you like to see how that looks down there? Heading to a nice Supermax facility?
That would not be good for me.
Oh, no. You've got way too soft of hands, and you've got some nice soft features. That'd be a great spot for you.
It'd be bad.
You ever seen Get Hard, Beam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
There you go. I don't know how well you do in there. But anyway.
Nothing good.
So I got a friend of mine works in the administration. He was like, hey, I've got a couple extra tickets on Monday. I can get you in if you'd like to come. Like, it's Washington. He goes, I could even probably have your kids come with you if you want it. Well, the problem is I teach class at Ohio State. I thought it was Tuesday.
Call in sick. Pull the coach. Pull the coach going to the Masters.
Exactly. We have finals. It's the final week before finals, and I'm like, that would be so great to go, and to be able to have my kids go there would be tremendous. Mm-hmm. So we could bring a couple of your kids, pull them out of school. I'm like, and he's like, final call, and I just tell him like, I can't make it. I can't do it. I can't. I would love to have gone with the team and to be able to do that. I got to go in 02. It's a long day. I go, what time are they? I was even seeing like I could maybe try to fly in and fly back. But they're meeting at 3. My class starts at 4, like basically 3:45. I'm like, if they met at maybe 1, I could maybe get there and get back and figure out a way. It would be an expensive proposition, but how often would you get your kids to go in the Oval? Like go back in the West Wing and do all
never.
That? It's a pretty awesome experience. I mean, so now they're just going to have to win it again so I can find another time to do this.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ryan Day's talked about that. He wants to win 2 here, so.
Well, that would be nice. It would put him on tap. It would put him in rarefied air. That would be him and Woody is the only coaches to win multiple national championships. So I'm hoping, I've got my fingers crossed, Beam, that hopefully that happens because I would like to be able to do that. It's such a tremendous honor to be able to go there and, like I said, go visit the White House, meet the president, and do all of those things, regardless who's in there. So it's a little sad. Keep me in mind for the
next trip.
The national championship game. He's a Buckeye that works there. He goes, hey, I'll trade you ticket. He goes, if you can get me tickets to the national championship game, I'll get you tickets to the inauguration ball. And I'm like, I wish I would have known that when I was signing up to order my tickets, because then I would have done that. That would have been tremendous. So I'm like, keep me in mind for the Christmas party or something else. I would like to be able to do something cool like that.
Exchange Christmas cards.
So, other thing, went to Fogo de Chao last night up at Polaris, opening up. It's a great place.
Brazilian steakhouse.
I would recommend anybody. It is, if you like to eat meat.
That's good.
That's good. And you like to eat a lot of it. Now, I always say, it's like, how do they stay in business? I'm like, well, because I eat a meal and a half or 2 meals. My wife eats probably half a meal.
Yeah.
So, like, bringing your wife, you're not going to probably get all your value for that. So when I was in Dallas, we would go, and I didn't realize this. This was the first one was in Dallas. They launched it, I don't know, 25-some years ago, 1996, so almost 30 years ago. Right in Addison, right by my place where we lived in Capella. It was 15 minutes away. And they were telling us a story. How, like, Dallas are the first ones. Why was it there? He's like, well, President Bush loved going there. He would go there when he was, a diplomat or whatever. And, like, I think it was maybe H.W. Bush is, the original. He would go down to Brazil, and he went to. He's like, this place is awesome. We need one of these. Bring it to Texas. Bring it to Dallas. Let's do it. So he brought it. He goes, they're there. And so if anyone's ever been to one, I mean, they carve the meat right off
table side, baby.
You get your little tongs, you peel it off.
You have a red light, green light situation. You flip it over if you want the meat masters to come by.
More meat, the better, Bean.
Yeah.
That's what you always say.
Yeah.
And he's like, so we've got all these Secret Service standing around, and they're sitting there. He's like, and our server's walking up like, with a knife, you're right there. And it's like, if you want to take down the president, you probably have the ability to do so. Now, you would be sacrificing yourself in the process, but you were probably a foot away with a sharp blade from the president of the United States.
All eyes are on you.
You're surrounded. If you're quick enough, you could probably get there, but it would be your final act in life getting that done. But he's like, we had that, and he's telling me the story. He's like, man, that's remarkable. And so we would always... But when I'm there in 06, we would bring all my brothers when they would come in. They're young guys trying to gain weight. I said, perfect. It was like $50, $55 at the time, maybe $45. Go there, I'm like, buddy, eat as much as you can, engorge yourself. And then I had some of my high school buddies come in. We did the same thing. And the silverware there, it's really heavy. And I go, and I saw, you guys have the same silverware as you did before. He goes, it's nice. He goes, the GM company goes, this is the stuff that's most stolen from here is our freaking silver.
Cutlery.
Is our cutlery. He goes, it's $35 a pair.
Oh.
Yeah, it's heavy, dude.
That's big time ball.
It is dense. Like you eat, and my brother goes, they have it so heavy, so where's your arm down when you're eating? He's like, so you get tired. I'm like, I don't know if that's the thought process behind it.
It's not a bad thought.
It's not a bad thought. But I was telling my one high school buddy this, and he got a little cousin Eddie to him. So, I'm going there, and they're just out of college, and it's like, well, how do we thank you for coming in? And you got paid for dinner and all that stuff. And I get home, he goes, hey, check this out. And he pulls out of his pocket. I'm like, of course.
Stole the cutlery.
I told the GM, I go, listen, I've got a fork from here from like 20 years ago. I told him the story.
What do I get if I return it?
Apologize for my cousin whose heart's a little bigger than his brain. But one of my buddies.
Save the neck for me, Clark.
Save the neck for me, Clark. And he goes, I'll get you a full set. And last night he brought over, when I told my wife this morning, I got a surprise for you. We got the full set of the cutlery from Fogo de Chao last night. All we had was the fork before that. Looks nothing like any other fork because, the girth of it.
Well, it's probably,
it's like a highlighter. It is thick and it is solid metal. And they're really nice.
Like when Frodo drops the ring and thud.
Yes, it is heavy. They are dense. But I got another set last night. Our guy Armando hooked me up with that. But I said,
manager from the White Lotus?
I didn't even bring that up to him. But I'm guessing he's probably seen the White Lotus. He's probably around our age beam, and fantastic. He is from Seattle, but he's launched a bunch of them and opened them. But guess where his wife's from?
Here.
She is from right outside of Delaware. Buckeye. She went to school in Washington. His in-laws love Ohio State. She went to school there to start working, and then he goes, well, when this opportunity opened, let's do it. They're going to hopefully launch a bunch. They're scouting sites all across Ohio. Another one probably in Columbus at some point, but check it out. But those are my two stories. I'm like, well, I guess you could assassinate a president if you worked there, or you could get maybe a buddy of yours could steal some of the fine cutlery from Fogo de Chao.
Maybe you could do both. I'm glad. I'll have to take Billy over there.
That's good.
I think he'll like it. He'll enjoy it.
He just grabbed the whole bone. And Theo even made out like a bandit because he's got himself a big tomahawk ribeye bone.
He's got a bag full of bones sitting on my desk right now, which I know that he's very excited for. Justin Rose, leader of the Masters. This has been the fourth time he's been leading the Masters through round number one.
How's that gone for him?
7 under. Well, it hasn't gone great. He did finish second in 2017, maybe, to Sergio. He has never won one, but he's 3 shots ahead of Ludwig Oberg, Corey Connors, and of course, Scotty Scheffler is right there at 4 under. Rory had it at 4 under yesterday, and then he doubled 15, and then he made a par, and then he doubled 17. Then he made a par on 18, but he finishes at even par. No Masters champion in the last 37 years has made more than one double bogey throughout an entire 4 rounds at Augusta National. So if he's going to be the one to do it, you got to go. And by the way, winds today kicking up 18 to 25 miles an hour. So if you got the early late draw, it's going to be a tough afternoon, I think, over at Augusta National a little bit later. So very excited to be watching that a little bit later on today. Might talk a little spring game. Might talk to some teenage girls next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. 71 near Polaris starting to pick up, and I-270 out near Dublin and the 33 split getting busy as well, but no crashes that we're tracking right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking. An account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Spring forward, Columbus, with the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling Services. We're here to thaw you out with this limited time offer. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer is too good to pass up. The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling now together to serve you better with $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer won't last. Call us today, 614-232-2222. That's 614-232-2222.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy this year. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Stories like this are really who we are. Hi, it's Steve Lindsay with Lindsay Honda. One of my son's coaches was having an issue with his transmission in his Honda. He had gotten quoted almost $9,000. He's like, can you help me out on the price on getting one through your Honda dealership? And I said, yeah. I said, but let's bring the vehicle in and let's make sure you, in fact, do need a transmission. We did a complete flush on his transmission and a software update on it, and that fixed his problem. And this guy has an extra $8,500 in his pocket because he reached out and I was able to connect him with my staff. We're going to take a step back and to make sure we're actually treating the core issue, not just the symptom.
This month at Lindsay Honda, choose a 2025 Honda Ridgeline RTL, Honda HR-V or CR-V, and pay just $299 a month at our famous Lindsay Honda Trade-A-Thon. We'll trade for anything and give you $1,000 more for your vehicle all month long. Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
The Jackets are fighting for a playoff spot, and they need your help. Send your supportive love waves through the radio by listening to Jackets coverage here on The Fan. If they lose, it's your fault. No pressure. The Fan.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens with your latest forecast. Cool temperatures through this Friday. Cloudy skies and a high near 50. We'll only get into the 30s overnight as freezing conditions return. 50s for your Saturday. More sunshine. Sunshine continues Sunday. Highs in the 60s. Maybe a few more clouds. Rain chances in 70s by Monday. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
AJ Hawk, he's going to join the program coming up here at 8:30. Bob, I'm going to let you introduce everybody who we have in studio because I know McLean. I don't know anybody else in here. They've told me their names this morning about 5:50. I've forgotten that.
Yeah, so we have job shadowing day, and so they want to come in, my daughter and some of her friends. So we've got Charlie, Ollie, and Scarlett, and then we have McLean, Lucy, and Amelia. And so Beam asked, what do I ask teenage girls?
That's a real-life question.
Depending on how creepy you are, there's a lot of different questions you could ask. Charlie, you like to talk. I mean, so what have we done today so far?
So first, me and Lydia played some ping pong.
How did that go? I heard there was a yelling situation from TV that may have gotten you guys kicked off the table.
Yeah, they came in the room and told us to be quiet because they were on air.
Sounds good.
Then we took a tour with the engineer, and we got to see the news studio.
Nice.
She also door dashed. Oh yeah. I door dashed Tim Hortons, and Scarlett went outside looking for it, and we thought she left, and a lady comes back and brings me my DoorDash and tells Scarlett she had gone through the entire thing. Scarlett, explain where you went.
I went through the newsroom and the front door, which was not the door that we went through.
Okay, so you guys went around. They got a full tour of the DoorDash. That's the problem is the radio is kind of on the side, and so then
they like to keep us over here, away from the normal people.
So was it tough, McLean? Was it tough getting up this morning?
Not really. I'm an early bird, I would say.
I don't know I don't know if your dad would agree with that, McLean.
I wake up at 6 every morning. Amelia had a tough time though.
Amelia, did you have a tough time this morning getting ready? Yeah. It happens. Listen, sometimes my alarm goes off at 4:30 and I don't want to get up. Bodie over there, he has to get up. Bodes, what time did you get up this morning and all through the week?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. For those of you without headphones on, he said 3 o'clock this morning. Our regular producer, who'll be back with us on Tuesday, sometimes he doesn't even go to sleep. He gets in here at 1 a.m. So that's a pretty tough life that he's living.
Yeah, it's not easy. So, well, it's fun. I mean, the TV side, they get in here at 4 a.m. and they start those stuff. So, I mean, does anyone want to do TV? That seems glamorous, right?
Yep.
No?
Too early.
Do we have to write a report on this or anything?
Yeah,
Oh,
we do.
How many pages? How many words? What's the specifications of it?
So it's quite a few questions.
What are the type of questions that they ask?
What master's degree did you have to get to be able to do this job?
None. I don't know if any. Well, your dad has a master's degree. I do not have a master's.
I don't think you need any qualifications at all, to tell you the truth.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Definitely none.
That's why we were on here. Oh,
Okay.
and we do have a question from me and Lucy's Spanish teacher. Do you think if you had known Spanish, this job may have been easier?
Do you think if I knew Spanish, you're assuming that I don't know Spanish? Hablo español.
Yeah, good job.
I mean, that's 4 years of Spanish right
Donde
there.
está el baño? That's what I know.
Hey.
There's the bathroom, all right? Listen, I'm trilingual. I speak a little German, a little English, a little Spanish. I'm okay on that. I'm all right. What was the best part of your guys' day so far?
Probably the Starbucks we got.
Yeah. You drive through the Starbucks line this morning?
That's what I got DoorDash.
Oh, I thought you said Tim Hortons.
I got Tim Hortons. She got Starbucks.
Believe me, the biggest credit you got being when you came in this morning is McLean saw your Starbucks cup and she's like, "Oh, Starbeezy's over here."
Yeah. Is that what we're calling it now? Is that the cool thing to do?
Yeah, Starbeez.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to say that every morning. Then that's what I do. I go and I get an iced coffee every day. That's what we do. That's how I caffeinate myself.
Are any of you going to the spring game tomorrow?
Maybe. If you would take me.
Do you want to go to the spring game?
It's going to be cold.
No, it's not going to be cold. It's going to be 55 degrees. It's going to be fine.
Maybe.
Are you going to go to the boys lacrosse game afterwards for Ohio State?
No.
They play, is it Maryland?
Who do they play?
They play Maryland. I think it's like 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3. It's 2 versus 3.
Ohio State's 2.
Yeah, I think Maryland might be 1.
That might be a good one to watch that.
There we go. Because some of you guys play lacrosse, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Lucy, Amelia, Charlie, and Lydia.
Okay, nice.
Me, Amelia, and Lydia just started this year, though.
How's that going for you?
Amazing.
I scored 2 goals.
All right.
Yeah, Charlie.
Yeah. And McLean Carpenter in goal.
Yeah. Has a lot of saves.
Are you leading the league, McLean, in saves? Save percentage?
Yes, you know it.
Perfect. That's fantastic.
That's well.
What else are we doing? So we're playing lacrosse. We're shadowing Dad today. We're shadowing Mr. Carpenter. What have we got planned today? The weekend? What are we doing? I mean, you get off at 9:00. You got the full day.
I don't know. You tell me what you're doing. I don't know. I've got to do. You think I only work 3 hours a day? What are you girls doing?
Me, Amelia, and Lydia have a field hockey tournament this weekend.
Yeah, about to crush them.
Yeah, good luck.
Where are you guys going for it?
Miami of Ohio.
Oh, Oxford. Nice.
Sounds fun. And
I want to apologize. Lydia, actually, they called you Ollie when you were sitting right there. I apologize for that. 2 of her friends, Ollie and Stella, were supposed to come, and then they got sick. And so trying to juggle all this in the morning, I apologize. So I apologize for that. But you got field hockey then, you said? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that'll be some fun. They had the girls had a nice lacrosse game the other night. It was the weather was fantastic. A little bit of cold, wind, and rain on Wednesday night.
It makes you tougher, that weather.
It really does. Well, that's good. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed your time in here and had a blast with this. You guys can go on out and continue to enjoy the rest of the day. Maybe you can go talk to Fish.
What? I do have a question for everybody. What kind of music are we listening to right now? Because I know that like middle school, high school for me, I was always big. Like first of all, I was listening to an iPod, which I don't even know that you guys know exist. Your dad back in the day would be listening to CDs, which was even either further from the realm of possibilities for you guys. What are we listening to now?
I would definitely say like pop culture and. Yeah.
What does pop culture mean?
Yeah, some artists, some specifics.
That's like world peace.
I would say like Gracie Abrams, Sabrina Carpenter, Tate McRae,
Dawn Tolliver,
some rap in there. Drake.
Personally, me, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and Little Tecca.
Did you watch the halftime show at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Did you
that
like
was
that?
a pretty good halftime show. SZA.
Your parents let you listen to Kendrick Lamar, and I mean, we got some aggressive lyrics in there.
Yeah, Kendrick is great. Lucy likes rap.
Nothing wrong with that, Lucy. Lean into
some
it.
old time jams.
Oh yeah.
Some old time jams.
Lucy loves.
I don't know if you. All right. First of all, if you said Kendrick Lamar and some old time jams, that made me feel really old. All right. That doesn't comprehend itself to me.
Well, I like rap, but then I also like my dad's music. Like
what is your dad's music?
1980s rock. Like,
80s rock.
Charlie, me and Charlie. We both listen to our dad's forces too.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you, girls, for coming in this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You might find this interesting. Charlie's dad actually roomed with one of our regular guests on Monday.
A Bill Bender?
Mr. Bill Bender.
Really?
Yes.
You know Bill?
I think I've met him once or twice.
We're going to have to bring this up on Monday when we talk to Bill.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Well, thank you, girls, for popping in.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the day. Don't get yelled at playing ping pong.
Okay,
well, we got you.
Thank you.
Or do get yelled at. We don't really care. All right, that was an awesome segment. AJ Hawk, he's going to join us on a Friday next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and happy Friday. Down in Circleville, we are still watching a crash on 23 right at Pittsburgh Road. Watch for crews blocking as you make your way into Circleville. Here in the metro, everything looking up to speed, though. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
If you make a wisecrack about Dayton Pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
All right, cruise log here. It is 8:30. It is a Friday. Time to check in with Mr. Aaron James Hawk.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Every Friday at this time, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Checking with our guy. He is AJ Hawk. Age, happy Friday to you. We had Bob's daughter and 5 friends in here for Shadow Day. They came on with us last segment. Really dropping some knowledge bombs on us. Happy Friday, buddy.
Hey, happy Friday. Normally I hear I listened to the show before this, but my kids actually don't have school today, so I didn't get to hear it. But yeah, McLean and her friends, I'm sure it was awesome. My daughter and her friends, I'm sure, would have very flattering things to say about myself, I'm sure, if I put them on.
Well, she always says, she's like, Dad, you only work 3 hours a day. I'm like, that's it. I just come in 3 hours in, out, like there's no prep, and I don't have to watch other things, send texts, get other stuff going throughout the day. It's super easy. So they picked the shadowing, AJ, because they're like, we want to have our whole Friday off. I said, that's fine, but you're going to have to get your butt out of bed and get down here prior to 6. So they're able to do that. Beam asked me this. He goes, we'll have him in for a second. He goes, what should I ask? What do you ask teenage girls?
Hey, man, I was just trying to ask a question.
Said, depends if you want to talk to Chris Hansen or not. Like, that's your question.
Yeah, I guess it's a valid question. He just wants to know, give him a little outline of what they might be, the different sports they play or whatever's going on. But at least my kids, Bob, they're super confused. Like, they know, hey, Dad goes up into his little attic room and smokes cigars for 3 or 4 hours a day.
Real creepy.
Talks to Pat McAfee and other guys, and so they definitely don't think I do anything. So it's fun. It's good. It's kids. That's what kids do. Like, I know my dad was in sales growing up, and I still don't know what the hell he did, really.
It's good. Well,
might be a CIA operative.
You think there's any chance your dad's like Jason Bourne or like Ethan Hawke or something like that? His last name is Hawke, by the way.
Man, what if he was? Like, what if when he traveled a little bit when I was in high school and college? What if he was going out and he was just like a mercenary? He's going out there and taking care of the world's bad people for us. Like, that'd be cool. Maybe he'll tell me someday.
Maybe he is the bad person, AJ. Have you ever thought about that?
Oh man. Now you're really throwing me for a loop. That would change things, wouldn't it? I guess I'd have to sit down and hear his side of the story and hear why he made those decisions.
Yeah, selling like illegal arms to mercenaries in foreign countries.
I think I saw a movie about that with your boy Miles Teller. Him and Bradley Cooper were in a movie like that where they happened to sell illegal arms.
Jonah Hill. It's a true story. Yeah, that's a great movie, man.
War Dogs, maybe? Is that what it's called?
War Dogs. It was War Dogs. Yeah, like what if that was like Pistol, my dad, and one of his buddies, this guy named Mike Galam, he hangs out with back in Dayton. What if they're out going around selling illegal arms and grenades and rocket launchers to people?
Yeah,
that'd be weird.
Do you think he had faked pulling his hamstring 20 years ago to help as his cover so that people wouldn't think that he's, actually a secret operative?
I mean, it's definitely possible. He
hasn't healed yet.
Not really. He for real tore his ACL warming up with me, working out at D1 Sports with Mike Doran like 15 years ago.
Are you serious?
Gave him his first surgery of his life came after he tore his ACL, doing like high knees and karaoke warming up with me for a warm up at D1, and he didn't get surgery for 6 or 8 months because he tried to power through it, just limped his way along, and then of course got an MRI and they said, "Yeah, your ACL's gone, bud. You got to fix that."
Can you explain to me the next 10 to 15 minutes of what you said to him after he was laying on the ground and told you he was injured?
Oh, he's not laying on the ground. He knows. Like I told you when I was a young kid, like if I'm on the field, I'm dead or paralyzed. Like you roll me off of there. And so I think he was trying to fight through it. He wasn't sure he tore his ACL, but like we're doing these little side to side shuffles and legit warm ups with Mike Durant, who I was working out with at D1, and he's just like, oh yeah, my knee's not feeling great. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. And Durant just told him after he like limped up and down the field doing these little like warm ups and high knees. Durant said, maybe you should just focus on upper body today then. And so he sat there and did some bench press and different things. And then like 8 months later, told me, yeah, well, I guess I'm gonna go get an MRI. And then the next day, yeah, here we go. ACL's gone. And he never had I think that was the first surgery he had. He was probably 50.
How did he power through that for 6 months?
I mean, I'm sure he would love to tell you. I don't know. I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew exactly what was going on. I mean, he also thought he had 5-6 years after that, he thought he had a groin pull for 2 years, and he went in and they said, no, you need a hip replacement. And he got that. So, yeah. So who knows?
That's pretty tremendous. Hey, how was the event over in Pittsburgh? You're in the Steel City with Pat. A lot of great things going on over there.
So there were some fights in the stands, too.
Yeah, I didn't see the fights until afterwards when I saw the clips of it. That must have been happening wherever. I didn't interrupt the show. But, yeah, it was awesome. Going to Pittsburgh, he sold the place out like in an hour and a half when tickets went up a while ago. Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Like, I didn't know exactly what it was even going to be. And the fact, Pat came up with everything and worked with all the people from the WWE, and they did all the production and put it all together. Like, it was unbelievable to think about and to see. I was there on getting there and watching them set everything up like Wednesday. It was wild, just the amount of people, the amount of work that went into it. And yeah, Pat killed it. It was awesome, man. It was really fun to be there in person and see it.
He is AJ Hawk with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I saw there was a cavalcade of stars out there as well. AJ, who did you have the most fun interacting with on that night?
I didn't interact with everybody there. I was up once the show started. I was up in the suite area, but Paul Skeens, Sid Crosby, Letang, all these guys are there. Obviously, Big Ben Roethlisberger, but Snoop was there. I got to
Did you go to the bathroom with Ben?
Before. I did not. No, I didn't. I actually didn't get to interact with Ben on this one. But yeah, I know Wiz Khalifa, Snoop, Jelly Roll, all those guys were there. Like it was an awesome multiple performances throughout. And then I love Shane Gillis, so getting to hang with Shane Gillis a little bit afterwards was awesome. That guy's hilarious.
Oh, was Alabama Jones come?
No, he did not. That would have been a nice surprise. I guess he's not exactly a Pittsburgh guy, but that would have been cool to see Saban.
He's from West Virginia. Like he's just a shade away. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if he was. I don't know what his schedule looks like right now, but yeah, he was not there, but I think he would have enjoyed it and how bizarre the whole night was. He would have had fun.
Do you think him and Shane Gillis have squashed the beef that they had in the college football playoff with the whole Alabama Jones and paying guys money before it was cool comments?
I mean, yeah, I think so, right? I don't know. I mean, it's funny when listening to Shane talk about it. I mean, Shane has no animosity towards Saban. He was just making jokes, and Saban takes. I don't know. I think Saban, quietly laughs and thinks what Shane has been saying is good. But yeah, it'll be fun to see. Like, hopefully, there's cameras around the next time that Saban and Shane Gillis interact.
So Beam was wanting to follow some of McClain's friends on TikTok.
And stop lying,
I was trying to figure out, and I thought you might know, because I've never asked them this, but how would you go about asking a middle school girl, like some of Lennon's friends that you've done, how to follow them on social media?
I mean, how would you go about? I mean, I don't know.
I know you've done that with Lennon's friends. So that's why I was curious how Beam would ask my daughter's friends.
man, can you imagine like how my daughter already calls me a creep if I try to give her a hug? So if I tried to ask one of her friends, hey, how can I follow you guys on your socials? What do I do? Like, can you imagine how terrible that would be? You got to go on and just do it. You just hit the follow button. Man.
Just really commit, right? I mean, jump 2 feet in.
You can't ask, and don't be making any creepy comments on their page.
I felt so older. I asked him, like, well, what kind of music are we into? And it was like Sabrina Carpenter, Tate McRae, and then it was
pop culture.
Pop culture's not a genre. And then my favorite answer was, old school rap like Kendrick Lamar. I'm like, oh no, this is bad, really bad. My dad's 1980s rock, like classic rock is what they use. I'm like, this is a disaster for me.
Yeah, well, if something is like 6 to 8 months old, they've never heard of it. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's all about, who's hot now. But what I do love is these kids are listening to stuff like old people stuff, like stuff that they say, like me, like their dad listened to. Like, they listen to some classic rock. Every kid's into rap right now from all genres, I think. But I love that they're kind of getting back to some of the old school stuff, some of the classics.
Well, what happened with that? I didn't realize this. So when we drive in my car, and I don't know how it is with you, AJ, like, I'm the master of the domain. You don't touch the air conditioning, heating. If you want it changed, you ask. We don't touch the radio. If you want it changed, you ask. But my wife, like the kids, it's anarchy in there, and I don't know.
Control your house, man.
Well, Beeps probably keeps them under a tighter leash, but they're touching the stereo. They change whatever they want to do, and so they listen to TikTok radio a lot. And I didn't realize this. Like, they pull older songs from when we were younger, and now they do TikToks to them. So, like, the kids start singing this stuff because they hear it via that, which I thought was wild. I'm like, why are they playing a song from 1997 on TikTok radio? And Courtney's like, well, they redo this stuff. So maybe that's where they're getting some of this.
Oh, that's where they get everything. Like, they know if kids have heard of somebody that's from like our generation or even before us, it's because that person has gone, kind of blown up on TikTok probably at some point, whether it's a song or whatever. But it is true. Like, that's a good thing. They're taking all these old classic hits and kind of either they're getting big on TikTok or they're remixing them and like sampling them with other newer stuff. And that's how kids are aware of it. But my car is, I'm much less of like a dictator, I guess, in my car. Yeah, my kids are all over I let my daughter connect her phone. She's the only one that has a phone right now. I let her connect her phone sometimes to the thing. When she has other, like, her friends when I'm driving to practice and stuff, I don't bogart it and make them listen to Dave Matthews Band, for 45 straight minutes out to Westerville every night.
I guess it's a good concession if you're going to give them hugs when they get out of the car.
Yeah, and then I yell when she's walking into practice. I love you, have fun, you're doing great, play hard.
Do you have any music that you enjoy that they're listening to right now?
Oh man, my kids have gotten into some of the 80s hits, and I love that, and some good old school rap from like when we were in college, Bob. So that's nice. I like that kind of stuff when it happens. I haven't got them. They listen to some OAR. My kids, some of them actually really enjoy OAR. Dave, they're not into nearly as much as me, but who knows? Maybe someday.
What about some Chili Peppers? I feel like that would be a nice wading into the water.
Oh, yeah. My Rich is what we call them, RHCP, Red Hot Chili Peppers, because it's so on like the screen. Me and Hendrix, my 12-year-old, we love listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers together.
Age, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a fantastic weekend, buddy, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right, thanks, guys. I'll talk to you.
There he goes. AJ Hawk with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Hey, the Browns just made a move at quarterback. That's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. Watch for a crash just south of Circleville on 23 northbound. Lanes moving very slow as you're coming into the city of Circleville. And then here in the Metro, 670 eastbound, watching an issue right near 5th Avenue. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, Kroger brand bone-in hickory smoked spiral ham is only 79 cents a pound with your card, an additional $25 purchase. Limit 2. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $84 on select sets of Ford Nokian tires. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer ends April 15th. See store for details.
Look, there's feelings and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
When your sump pump is no longer sumping and pumping, please don't become a sump pump grump.
A sump pump grump thinks whacking the pump will make it start working again.
But it never does.
Get Eco.
ECO. A sump pump grump will let a faulty sump pump completely ruin a perfectly good day.
Fortunately, I've invented a solution.
No more sump pump grump?
No more sump pump grump.
Get Eco.
ECO. Tell me about it, Jerry.
The solution is that you get Eco to do a sump pump inspection.
What would that include?
We check your pump, your battery backup, and all the downspouts and drains along the way to make sure everything is running clear.
How much?
That's up to you, Aaron.
Jerry, Eco would be happy to do that for just $89.
That's a great price.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Go to geteco.com.
Skyline nachos are back, and now there's a spicy version. Get them with Skyline's cheddar or habanero cheese, topped with fiery jalapeno slices. But hurry, Skyline's regular and new spicy nachos are only at participating restaurants for a limited time.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at The Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news, we fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on The Fan all season long. Yay, baseball!
At Lowe's, pros save big on the supplies you need to get the job done. With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards program, get member-only deals every week and access to free standard shipping. Plus, members earn points toward exclusive rewards. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. Program subject to terms and conditions. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan, we are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
Oh, fun show today. You can always go back and listen to the podcast, watch the YouTube show. Got Chris Doran on in the 6 o'clock hour, talking to a little crew. Svoboda on the 7 o'clock hour, talking some Jackets and the grim chances that are the playoffs. But they do exist. By the way, too, I got an email from Joe. He said, if we went out in regulations and the Canadians only get a win in overtime in remaining games, we would tie in points, but more regulations would get in. All right, that's good. That's the first tie break.
There you go. There's a chance.
There is.
And honestly, I can't wait till next Friday's show if it happens.
Oh,
I will cherish coming in hungover with Jeff Svoboda and making him do.
Well, he's going to come in too.
Of course.
And he'll have to do the full 3 hours.
That was the commitment he made.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, what would you do for your team? Are you willing to get hammered drunk, Jeff, like you've done before, and celebration. Of course. But now you've got to wake up the next day and come into work with Bob and Beam, and we're going to be right there with you. And we're going to do 3 hours talking about the greatness of the
It's not a solo jump out of the airplane. We're there, you know? It's a triple jump, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Saw this from Shefty.
Speaking of getting drunk.
Reunion. The Cleveland Browns and veteran quarterback Joe Flacco reached an agreement today on a 1-year, $4 million deal worth up to $13 million in incentives.
People thought the Browns didn't have a plan at quarterback.
Flacco will now return to Cleveland, where he's won NFL's Comeback Player of the Year award in 2023. Flacco also spoke with the Steelers and Vikings, but opted to spend his 18th NFL season with the Browns.
My gosh, 18. I mean, I played against Joe Flacco.
He's in the same season as Calais Campbell. Came into the same draft class.
Yeah, but Calais Campbell
got 2 rings in that room now. Him and Kenny Pickett, 2 Super Bowl champions.
You're right about that, Bo.
Listen,
It's a good poll.
you show me a more accomplished quarterback room. I don't know too many that have more talent in there than that. More accomplished quarterbacks. A couple of Pittsburgh Panthers, by the way, too.
What do you mean?
Joe Flacco started at Pitt.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, he went to
Before
Delaware
he went
State.
to Delaware?
After they picked, oh my gosh, this is going to kill me. I always said, I was like, I know Dave Wanstead's a terrible coach. He picked this guy over Joe Flacco.
Flacco was redshirt. I didn't know he went to Pittsburgh. This is amazing. Flacco was redshirted as a freshman for the Pittsburgh Panthers football team. He won 8-5 in 2003. In 2004, Flacco was the backup quarterback behind starter Tyler Palko.
He picked Palko over Flacco. I go, and then he went coach. I was like, he coached your Bears, Beam. That's how you know, like, this is the guy we had coaching our franchise. He picked a guy, and we can say whatever we want about Joe Flacco. He did lead a team to a Super Bowl championship. Dave Wanstead picked Palko, Shane Palko, basically.
Shane Palko never won had the second half.
Of course, that's how
Orange Bowl.
Yes, that's how he picked. I was like, what are we talking about? I mean, people make mistakes like, okay, they have the Joe Burrow stuff. I'm like, Dwayne Haskins was still a first-round quarterback and first-round drafted quarterback. It wasn't like he picked Joe Bowserman over Joe Burrow. That wasn't what happened. And so there you go, your boy Wani Beam. If you ever felt better about the Bears, understand that guy was the head coach of your franchise, and that was the decision he made at the University of Pittsburgh.
I don't know if that makes me feel better.
It shouldn't. It should make you feel worse.
I don't know if it makes me feel worse. I feel bad about all the time. So I don't
know if I can get any worse.
Yeah. I mean, when I was probably your daughter's age, I mean, I would take every loss I would take it to heart, especially with the Bears. Now it's kind of fun. It is what it is.
The gift that keeps on giving every fall.
Hail Mary was tough this year, but
there's a what do you mean it was tough? You guys were having a great time.
A collapse against the Lions on Thanksgiving Day.
That was around talking a little trash.
That was tough. The Lions Thanksgiving Day fiasco where they ran out of time. I
could see where that was hard. But the good news is, Beam, there's a condition that's referred to as Stockholm Syndrome, where you bond to your captor. And I feel like that may be the situation with you and the Bears, where they've given you so much displeasure over the years and so much pain, but you've come to enjoy it.
Does that say more about me or them?
Well, I think it talks a lot about both of you. The fact that they love to inflict that pain on their fan base, but the fact that you stay there and you're a willing participant now in the game. You don't even throw out a save for it anymore.
It's like Gollum in the Ring.
You were just waiting for the collapse at the end. Like, yeah, we're up. We're up by more than a field goal there at the 50-yard line. Like, how could they possibly score in one play? What are the odds of this happening? Look at their guys. We're already celebrating on the field while the play's going on.
They've replayed that on NFL Network this morning too.
Did they really?
Yeah. I was watching. I said, no, Brown, Buckeye.
Yeah, there you go.
He was the guy who
that's the only positive you can take away. At least that guy played for the college team I like. Instead of the fact that your third/fourth receiver caught a ball down the sideline I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, it used to ruin my weekends. Now, I don't even care. I don't even care anymore. What does it matter? Life sucks, then you die.
What about Ohio State?
Yeah, they can ruin my weekend for sure.
But they at least give you some joy and pleasure.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's not even close. They give you a lot more hope and a lot more results.
I mean,
they just won a national championship.
3 times in the last quarter century, they've been the best team in the country. Like, that's a pretty good feeling.
It's a good hit rate.
3 times since you've been alive.
Yeah.
They've played for 3 more as well. Like, they've been there. All the Bears have done is drag you to a game with
they made the Super Bowl one year.
They did. They said drag you there in 2000
with the 29th ranked offense in the NFL.
Yeah,
give or take. Had the lead like 10 seconds in.
I was feeling good about that. Both that year, Ted Ginn and Devin Hester ran back the opening kicks. Both lost.
It's a rough one, Beam.
Yeah.
Feel like you had it in the bag.
I know. It's tough. And then Ohio State basketball lost to Florida in the Final Four. Tough one.
Would you rather have a lead like that and then watch it just die quickly? Or would you rather be like Houston or Duke and feel like you have that thing in the bag for 90-ish% of the game and then just get skewered at the end?
As a player, you want to, if you're going to lose close. As a fan, just kill me at the beginning.
I don't need all the torture.
I don't even think it's close. Yeah.
I think
I'm with you.
Again, as a fan,
yes,
chop my head off from the beginning.
Like I can remember the pain of like losses over the years, and it's like it's not even close to just getting blown out. Getting blown out feels so much better.
That Clemson loss for Ohio State.
Oh yeah, you buried that. You buried that bad boy.
No, I'm saying the other close one where where Olave was open and Fields.
Oh yeah,
threw it to a different spot. That one stuck with me for forever.
Yeah, the blowouts. I mean, you can bury. I thought you were talking about the 31-0 in 2016.
That one was dead by halftime.
Yeah, you're like, oh, we're not going to score.
You need to stay up to watch the ball drop.
I've watched enough of this that I know that however much Clemson scores is going to be enough because we're not going to provide a whole lot of points.
Hey, before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. It was brought to you by Caster Connection. Will the Blue Jackets' playoff hopes still be alive come Monday morning?
Ooh.
You got back-to-back Saturday, Sunday.
They got to win both, and you need no one else to win. So it's a lot. I'm going to say yes because I need to have something in this world to cheer for.
Canadians at Montreal tonight. Canadians at Montreal. Canadians in Ottawa tonight to take on the Sens. And then they have a back-to-back tomorrow. They're in Toronto to take on the Maple Leafs.
Okay.
I think I'm going to say yes.
I'll say yes, too, because saying no feels so much worse.
Yeah,
Bob, we're already here. I wish they would. If you're going to suck, just suck.
Right.
They've drug you to the end. You got to at least believe in hope now.
You may as well just win some games along the way. Bob, I had so much fun today. What do you say we reconvene on Monday morning if they allow us? You good with that?
As long as Chris Hansen doesn't visit your house, I'll see you Monday.
He might. Everybody have an awesome weekend. Uncle Bo and the boys are up next. We're back live on Monday morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and happy Friday. Right now, still watching an issue south of Circleville on 23 northbound. We've got crews blocking lanes as you lead into the city there. And then here in the Metro, 670 eastbound right at 5th Avenue, watching lanes blocked there as well. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom Tire buyer.
Exactly.
Spring forward, Columbus, with the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling Services. We're here to thaw you out with this limited time offer. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer is too good to pass up. The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling now together to serve you better with $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer won't last. Call us today, 614-232-2222. That's 614-232-2222.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and, of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.
Hi, this is Bob Mashetter from Dick Mashetter Ford. Thank you to all of Central Ohio as we head towards 60 years of doing business in the Buckeye State. Dad opened up in 1967 simply trying to offer a better way to buy a car, and we've been working ever since to serve our neighbors. We have served you through wars, recessions, and even a Chinese virus. Here is to serving you and your kids and your grandkids for the next 60 years, except on Sundays when we're closed, because it's the right thing to do. Still 24/7 at mashetterford.net. Thanks.
New career opportunities near you. Uline is opening a new 1.4 million square foot distribution center in Etna, and they're looking for exceptional people to join their Ohio team. Interview for warehouse positions at their upcoming April hiring event. Warehouse workers earn pay starting from $25 an hour with significant growth and earning potential. Plus, get full health benefits and a 401k match from day one. Sign up for your interview this April in Etna at uline.jobs. That's uline.jobs.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in Columbus. Are you ready to experience a life-changing event that will elevate your faith, finances, and future in 2025? Then you won't want to miss this. Join us for Life Search, featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center for an extraordinary one-day event that will empower you to transform every area of your life through the power of faith. Prepare to be inspired by an incredible lineup of champions, including college football champions Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, three-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, sportscaster Kirk Herbstreit, two-time national football champion Tim Tebow, and more. These champions have experienced firsthand how faith transforms lives, and they'll be joining Life Search to share their powerful stories and insights on how to integrate faith into your business, finances, and every aspect of your journey. Seats are selling fast to this unforgettable event, so don't wait. Head to lifesearch.com now to secure your tickets before they're gone. Life Search featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center. Don't miss out. Your transformation begins here. Visit lifesearch.com today.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.